Welcome to the 301 Colored Commentators, a monthly podcast series where two black men from the state of Maryland debate and give their hot takes on movies, professional wrestling, and TV shows. So have a listen, have a look-see, but nonetheless, enjoy. Hey, what's up, folks?
What's up, fellas and ladies?
Yes, our new episode for 2025. Happy belated New Year, 301 Colored Commentators, Season 3, Episode number 3. What are we talking about tonight? Terminator 2, Judgment Day, SummerSlam 1991, and for a non-1991 event, Netflix's The Madness, which was just released this year.
Randy Savage.
Yeah, Randy Savage.
Not quite, but yes, just released.
Yeah, just released. Yeah, I didn't even make the connection till now. The Madness, Macho Man.
Yeah.
Nice work.
I try.
You succeed at it.
Yeah. How you been though?
Doing good. What's it called? I'm not gonna get into nothing political tonight. Yeah, we don't need to.
Considering that we're directly linked somehow, some way to the feds, and Dipset.
Outcasts.
Yeah.
I'm outcast
Two
of the federal
legends.
government.
Two legends in the hip hop world.
Yes, indeed. Even though Dipset's beefing right now again.
Yeah, Jimmy and Cam.
Did Cam make a diss track towards him, or did he just put laugh emojis on Jimmy's post?
Yeah. I think Jimmy made a track.
Jimmy did, yeah. I saw that.
Cam just did a little monologue at the beginning of his his
podcast. The joint with him and Mace.
Mace had the popcorn. That
I'm here for all this shit.
Yeah, Cam is a fool, dog.
Cam is a comedian. I think all rappers are low-key comedians.
Yeah, they definitely entertain.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, nothing political. We have a new president. Shit's going bonkers right now.
Already.
It's only week 2 too. That's the crazy part. Buckle up, USA.
That's why we need the Dipset Taliban in office.
Goony goo goo.
Or like Lethal Weapon 2. Diplomatic immunity.
Yeah, indeed. Shout out to the Dips. And
what's up with you?
Man, a lot.
How was your trip to Ghana?
Ghana was great, man. It was great to be back home. It was a good time. Very expensive, but it was fun.
Hey.
Hectic as ever. Loved it. Every bit of it. It was just...
My man's a world traveler right here. He's been all over the world. Lived all over the world.
I try.
But some of y'all know that. But some of y'all who don't...
Yeah, I try. Don't worry. You'll be there soon. You'll be there this year, actually. So stay tuned.
Passport bro.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that. But yeah, it was a good time. Going home now, even now as an adult, it's even more fun and appreciative than before. So it's good. It's a good time.
On a smaller microcosm, I remember feeling the same way when I was 22. And the first time I made the trip to my mother's home state, Connecticut, by myself. Yeah. Out of college, first year working, just drove up there by myself and spent a week with my cousins. It's one of the most fun times I had up there ever as an adult.
I bet it feels good. Like,
it does.
You appreciate it and you connect some memories to some old, relics, if you want to call it that.
Some old relics at this point, yes.
Yeah, so... Yeah.
It was the first time I was up there with no parental supervision either.
Good time.
It was fun.
Good time. I bet. Where you guys from? In New Haven? Is it New Haven? Okay.
New Haven, yeah. Okay. Right down the street from Yale.
All right. I was just there. Well, not just there, but I was there, was it last year?
I think so.
Yeah, it was last April.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah.
Around the time of March Madness?
Yeah, right around there. Yeah. So, it was good. It's good.
It was good. Also,
how was your holiday?
My holiday was uneventful, but that's I've come to expect that over the past decade now.
Oh yeah. Speaking of which, in like little over 2 weeks from now, you'll be hitting your Jackie Robinson Annam, right?
Yeah. Less than 2 weeks, yeah.
Shout out to my man in advance.
He's already there though.
Yeah, I'm swinging in 42, so.
That's another thing we got to look at.
Big up Jackie Robinson.
That's another thing we should look at as well too, considering Chadwick Boseman played the legend in the movie 42.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
he did. We should look into that. Yeah.
Oh, because we covered Marshall already. Black Panther, both of them.
We did, yeah.
Oh, and speaking of Black Panther, you know they're trying to recast the Black Panther officially now with Aldous Hodge.
Really?
Mhm.
When are they? I mean, they're now casting, so I'm guessing when do they expect to?
I don't know.
To go down?
I don't know when, but as for Marvel Black characters, we got what's it called? Captain America: Brave New World with Anthony Mackie.
Yeah. Is that
Falcon.
out? That's out, or is it about to drop?
About to drop on
I saw the trailer.
Valentine's Day.
Okay.
Yeah, they got Giancarlo Esposito in there. And
Yeah.
Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford replaced William Hurt as General Thunderbolt Ross, and as you saw in the trailer, he's gonna be the Red Hulk.
Yeah, the Red Hulk. I saw.
Yeah, that's
I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully, Marvel gets back on
track.
On track, yeah.
Because you can't mess up no Captain America movie.
Yeah,
in fact, the Captain America movies made me a fan of the character.
Yeah. The movies have been good.
Yeah,
the movies have actually been good.
Winter Soldier was the best.
Was legendary. Yeah.
That's like Jason Bourne mixed with a Marvel film.
Yeah. I'd give you that. Yeah. What else?
Yeah, I've not been in the movies since, when was it? I want to say Deadpool and Wolverine.
I still haven't finished watching that. I heard it was good though.
That was the Deadpool films are just fun.
I heard it was good in that respect. Yeah, it was fun.
And it's also because of its success, now Disney has to put out several rated R Marvel films now.
Yeah, because it made it well. It did good. So.
It broke even.
Yeah.
Critically acclaimed. And the hardcore fans loved it. Now it's like, okay, you got to make a Punisher film with Johnny Bernthal.
I heard about that. They're looking to make a Punisher film, but I don't know.
I hope so. Because what's it called? Not only and shout out to Johnny Bernthal for his Emmy on The Bear, by the way.
Oh, I did see that. The Nom. I didn't know he won it, but I haven't watched it. This is a good show.
The Bear is good. Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, I saw somewhere online that it was recommended one of the shows to watch from 2024 or whatever.
But the Punisher, Johnny Bernthal, he'll be back as a Punisher in Daredevil Born Again, which we'll see either next month or in March.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I think you showed me. You sent me a link to that.
I think, or I put it in my story. One of
them. One of the two. Yeah, I think. Yeah, or both. Actually.
Or both. Yeah. Either way.
Yeah. Nah, that's what's up. Yeah. So it was a pretty chill.
Just a chill holiday. And speaking of chill, we need to get more chill over here.
I hadn't. I hear that. I hadn't been to the movie theaters in a while, but I did go right before the holidays. I took my godson to see Mufasa, so that was cool.
That was good.
Yeah, that was fun.
You notice that movie theaters don't have that much of a shelf life no more.
No.
Even the ones that are highly successful.
They're in for like a month and then boom.
Yeah, even the ones that are highly successful.
I've noticed that they're in and out.
Yeah, they're like pop music and pop music fans. Fickle. Here today,
I noticed
gone
that.
today.
I'm guessing it's the pandemic that changed that trajectory.
The pandemic did change a lot of that, yes.
I noticed that too. Like, it's like they're just barely in the theater, and then you see them being advertised on like paid, like the pay.
On pay-per-view.
Or pay-per-view or like Amazon Prime or like you see the ads like pay to watch.
And you see it's like, already?
Yeah, I'm like, God, I thought it just came out like 2 Yeah, exactly. That's exactly. I noticed, dog.
Yeah, the pandemic changed all that, and now we know, because of the pandemic, I learned what short sales were. So thank you for that AMC money that I made.
Yeah.
And we might have another busted economy again too, which is why I've been watching that movie, The Big Short.
Oh yeah,
that's a good film actually. I learned more about the housing crisis than I did from the news or even any.
The Big Short, yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard of it. I've never seen it. So.
I saw it in the theater back in 2015. Didn't think all that much of it then.
Yeah.
But then on second viewing, in hindsight, it's like, okay, this is good. This was okay. Oh, okay. Oh.
You learn a thing or two.
Yeah.
Especially where you are now, different lens from when you went to go see it. So, yeah, that makes sense. That's dope.
Okay.
That's dope, man. Yeah.
Shall we get started?
Let's do it, bro.
All right. The first topic we're going to cover tonight is the 1991 film Terminator 2, Judgment Day. Directed by James Cameron and starring Arnold Schwarzenegger and Linda Hamilton reprising their roles from the original Terminator from 1984. And James Cameron directed the film as well, too, like I just said. He also directed True Lies, Aliens, The Abyss, Avatar,
Yeah.
the Titanic.
Yeah, Titanic.
Sorry, Titanic, not the Titanic. My bad. And this film was released July 3rd of 1991. Why couldn't they release it on Independence Day? I don't know. It would have been too on the
That's a good
nose.
point. Yeah.
But either way, the
91,
film,
huh?
yeah, that was 91. The film was a huge critical and commercial success, and it's well regarded as one of the best sci-fi, action, drama, and sequels ever made.
It's a legendary movie.
It's one of the few films where it's a sequel that surpasses the original.
Yeah, it's definitely better than the original. Yeah.
Yeah, and it also started a shift from practical effects to a reliance on CGI, because the CGI in this film still holds up to this day.
You're right.
Over 30 years ago.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's still solid. Yeah.
Yeah, and what's it called? It had a major influence on visual effects in films because of that. And the United States Congress, the Library of Congress, they selected it for preservation 2 years ago.
Oh, cool.
And even though James Cameron intended for Terminator 2 to be the end of the Terminator franchise, there have been sequels that have come after that. 2003's Terminator 3, The Rise of the Machines, 2009's Terminator Salvation, 2015 with Terminator Genesis, 2019 with Dark Fate.
I haven't watched half of those.
And the Sarah Connor Chronicles. But you don't need to. And here's why. Here's why. Because the first two films, they're the only ones that have been regarded as absolute canon. Everything else after that, all the sequels I just mentioned, those are basically what-if versions of the Terminator franchise.
I see.
They don't regard the first two films. Hell, those motherfuckers don't even regard each other.
Yeah, I think I saw the one with the female Terminator.
The TX, Kristanna Loken.
Yeah, Kristanna Loken. What was
that was T3.
T3. It was so bad I didn't bother watching the rest of them. Salvation was after that, right?
Salvation was after that. Yeah, Christian Bale was John Connor.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, whenever a Terminator film comes out now, it don't matter to me if Arnold is in it, if Linda Hamilton is in it, or even if James Cameron has something to do with it.
Yeah.
All I want to know is, who the fuck is playing John Connor this time?
Yeah, we miss Eddie.
Eddie Furlong, he was the best John Connor.
Yeah.
Then Nick Stahl was in T3. Christian Bale was in T4. The English actor was in Genesis. I forget his name, though.
I never saw Genesis.
I only saw Genesis because James Cameron endorsed it, right? He endorsed it. I'm like, if he's endorsed it, then it must be I. I saw it, I'm like...
But, yeah, terrible.
This is like, you just made the whole damn franchise into like another what-if reality.
So which one is out of, I mean, they're all garbage, but out of
all of them?
Yeah, which one's the best one?
Salvation. Salvation was the only one that showed the future war, and it's the closest one that comes close to the original franchise.
Story.
Yeah.
I guess I'll check that one out. I was highly disappointed by T3.
I was too. When I saw that, I was like, okay. So Cyberdyne, even though y'all destroyed that and destroyed all the relics, you telling me
how
that?
the fuck is this still? Yeah, I was like, whoa,
the government still managed to find a little bit of information and go from there. So Judgment Day is delayed.
Yeah, terrible.
Yeah, I told an old acquaintance of ours once that I'm likening that film to fat-free chitlins.
Wow,
doesn't exist.
Who's this acquaintance?
His initials are AZ.
Say less.
Mm-hmm.
Say less. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we shall say less. All right.
Yeah, but this film, it went on to gross $520 million worldwide against a $102 million budget, and was the highest grossing film of 1991. And it won 4 Academy Awards: Best Makeup, Sound Effects Editing, and Best Visual Effects. Basically, in the plot, we didn't get to the plot, even though most of y'all know the plot. A malevolent artificial intelligence by the name of Skynet, it sends a robotic killing machine called a Terminator back in time to the year 1990. It says 95 in the film because Connor is 10 years old and he had to be born in 88.
Yeah. That makes sense.
We'll get to some of the anachronisms in the film in a little bit.
Yeah.
It wants to kill the future leader of the human resistance, John Connor. This time by killing Connor directly, but Connor in the future knows that. So he gets his hands on a Terminator, a lesser design, mind you, reprograms it, and sends it back in time to protect him. Yeah, a lot of developments happen between this film and the previous film, the original film.
Yeah.
Notably, not just the special effects, but notably the character shift. Primarily Sarah Connor. because Terminator 2 is seen from her perspective. She's narrating the film.
Yeah.
And in the first film, she's a happy-go-lucky, not a happy-go-lucky, but like a lovelorn 19-year-old.
Soft.
Has a bullshit waitress job that she's definitely not happy with.
Yeah.
Bullshit love life while she gets to watch her roommate get this guy who's practically a rapist.
The jock. The jock looking, yeah.
First, I'm going to rip all the buttons off your blouse one by one. I'm like, I'm going to pull your panties off with my teeth. Like, you'd be Me Too if this came out today.
Well, it's his girlfriend. She might like that shit.
You saw this, what's it called? When he thought it was Sarah, he apologized. And then when she gave the phone to his girlfriend, then he starts saying it over again.
Yeah, I remember that shit.
Rip the buttons off her blouse. You gonna pay for the blouse?
She clearly was into that.
She clearly was. I mean, the sex scene that they had in there, he just managed to put his head under her bra like that. Like, that's skill. His entire head under her bra like that with no hands.
Man said that's skill. Yeah,
I guess skill.
So, I guess so.
It's just as much skill as it is with taking a bra off with one hand. I can do that, by the way. New York Comic-Con taught me that.
Very nice. Very nice.
But yeah, Sarah Connor, she was soft in the first film. Yeah. She managed to destroy the Terminator that was sent to kill her in the first film. But 10 years have passed. In the interim, she's worked out her muscles a lot, become proficient in weapons, a chain smoker, but she clearly has PTSD. Yeah, she's very mentally disturbed.
Yes. Definitely traumatized.
And she's not a good parent either. It's like she's been trying to train her son, John, who was fathered by one of future John's soldiers, to be this military leader just in case Judgment Day happens. You
know, he was super typecast around that time.
Michael who? Furlong?
Yeah. No, not Furlong. No.
Michael Biehn?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he was. He was.
Aliens.
The Abyss.
Yeah, all them type of sci-fi movies he was in there.
Navy SEALs.
Yeah.
He was, and he's been a staple in James Cameron films, like I just said, Aliens, The Abyss, both of which Cameron did.
I forgot he did the Aliens too. Yeah, did Aliens.
Yeah, and his Aliens was a vast improvement on the space horror film that Ridley Scott did with the original.
Yeah, much better. Second one was much better.
So much so that it actually got an Academy Award nomination through what's it called? Sigourney Weaver.
Sigourney Weaver, yeah.
Ripley. Get away from her, you bitch!
The little girl.
Yeah. But this film right here, the action scenes in it just hold up.
Gangster. Movie's gangster though. It's a great movie.
The themes, the whole AI themes, those are relevant now because
relevant now.
With the proliferation of AI, it's like every time I hear like an AI doing something or see AI on my phone acting in a way, it's like, you reading my mind? I'm thinking Skynet.
Yeah, Skynet. Yep.
So when are you going to turn on us and just take control of the nuclear arsenal and just do nuclear warfare around the world? God forbid.
You reckon things of elementary stages of development of AI, like in the military and stuff, were existent during this time frame?
That was part of the plot, actually, because when they explain how Skynet gets built, they said that Cyberdyne Systems, the company that created Skynet, right? They said, the Terminator said, 3 years from now, Cyberdyne is going to become the largest supplier of military computer systems because of these sentient chips. Stealth bombers, they don't need nobody flying them no more. The computer does all the work.
Yep.
And then,
but more or less drones almost.
Yeah, and then the Congress is like, fuck it, let's let a computer run the whole show.
Yeah.
They launch a funding bill for Skynet. It goes online on August 1st, 1997. Humans don't run it. Skynet gets smarter, then realizes all humans are a threat.
It's like
not just our enemies.
It's like neural learning.
Yeah, it's a neural net processor. That's what they called it in the film.
Yeah.
It thinks and learns like a human. They call it everything except for sentient.
That's basically how AI works now.
Yeah.
So it gathers data and is able to learn
at a geometric rate. It processes it faster than a human does.
Exactly.
People think, and that makes AI efficient, but it lacks human instincts.
Right.
Like, for example, did you ever see iRobot, Will Smith? Yeah, the scene in there where they show how he got his bionic arm when the robot wouldn't save that little girl who was drowning, said she had a lesser chance of surviving than him. And he tells Bridget Moynihan's character, no, that girl still had a chance. Any human would have known that. And I agree with him on that.
Yeah.
Did you For this film right here, Terminator 2,
Yeah.
did you watch the original version or the extended version with the deleted scenes re-added?
I think the original.
Because some of the deleted scenes give some context of what we see in the original film.
Oh, okay. You care to?
Yeah.
Can I get the few?
Sure.
No, this one.
Oh,
A little bit.
my bad.
It's okay. But yeah, keep going.
Like for example, after they escape the mental hospital, they get Sarah Connor out of there.
Yeah.
And they go in that garage and they're basically getting the bullet wounds out of the Terminator.
Yeah.
Yeah, they talk about how the chip in his head works and how Skynet puts a limit on of what he can do, of what he can learn. And Sarah's like, Skynet doesn't want you to do too much thinking, does it? No. Can you reverse it? Yeah, if you just take the chip out and just turn it to the other side and put it back in, yeah. But here's what happens. When they take it out, Arnold pretty much goes still, and Sarah tries to destroy the chip with a sledgehammer. And John's like, no, don't do it, Mom. John, get out of the way. We need him, Mom. It, not him. It. Yeah, she's still traumatized.
She's traumatized from the first. Because he looks exactly, obviously, like
off the assembly line. Yeah. It's the same.
Yeah.
It's the same T800, but not the exact same one. But
but like same model, whatever.
Same model.
Same exoskeleton, same like
skin, hair, bad breath, sweat, everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, they argue back and forth, and John stands up to his mother because remember in the scene before that when he got her out the mental hospital, and then she tells him, "You were stupid to come after me.
Yeah.
Why'd you do that? You could have got yourself killed."
Yeah.
And reduces him to tears.
I remember that.
No. Yeah, but he stands up to her in this scene and said, "Mom, if you want me to be a military leader, maybe you should listen to my ideas every now and then. Because if you won't, how do you expect anybody else to?"
Yeah.
And Sarah thinks about it, then smashes the hammer right next to the chip. It's like, "All right, we'll play it your way for now." She was angry.
I haven't seen that scene. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, even in the original film, like the scene where the Terminator gets smashed in, that's actually Cyberdyne Systems. And they show a scene where the executives find the hammer, the chip in the arm.
Yeah.
Like, should we tell our bosses? No, let's keep this to ourselves. Which is why Sarah's like in this film, what's it called? Son of a bitch! I knew it.
So when it's reaching out for her to kill her, and she smashes it, that was Cyberdyne Systems. That factory.
That factory was Cyberdyne. Yeah.
Interesting.
So really, if you think about it, the Terminator and John Connor, by sending their agents back in time, they get destroyed, and in Kyle Reese's case, die.
Yeah.
They kind of ensure their own.
Yeah, they spearhead.
They ensure their own existences.
Yeah, they spearhead their existences. Yeah.
Because if the Terminator did not get smashed in there, it couldn't have gone back in time because Skynet never would have been created.
Yes.
Its remains would never been found to be reverse engineered to create Skynet.
Exactly.
And Sarah Connor, she'd still be alive because she couldn't be killed by a non-existent Terminator.
Very true.
Time travel, it fucks with your head.
It does.
But what else? The T-1000, when he first appeared, he's lizard-like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even though the trailers gave it away about who the bad guy is and who the good guy is.
They did, yeah.
Yeah, the T-1000, the way he first appeared, just like a lizard, just...
Yeah, exactly.
And I didn't know it at first, but he really stabbed that guy, the cop that he...
Oh, yeah.
It looked like he punched him in the stomach, but it's like, he stabbed
him with the little sharp edges of his
person, yeah. You don't see it at first. You don't see it at all, really, and they want to keep that a mystery, his capabilities. But a lot of things gave it away. The trailer... That Guns N' Roses video that was a single for the movie, You Could Be Mine, the music video for that, gave a lot of that away too.
Yeah, the scenes. You know what? That's a thing. That's a thing of the past now. Like soundtracks where like scenes of the movies will be in the
incorporated in the video. Yeah. That they don't do that anymore.
Yeah, they don't.
They barely even show music videos now.
I know. Wow.
That was a good way to get your soundtrack out there too back then.
Yeah. Who would have thunk? Like, that's like a staple of that time. Like the 90s.
90s, 80s,
Yep.
And even though music videos have become more cinematic in and of themselves, like Aerosmith, their music videos, those were like movies. Especially with with Alicia Silverstone up in them.
Yeah, and Liv Tyler.
Yeah, the video for Crazy.
Crazy, yeah. Like, it's crazy.
Marty Callner, who directed all them videos. I remember we talked about this when I was in college. He must have a thing for Catholic schoolgirls.
Yeah, because they do always wear uniforms and shit.
Yeah,
skirts and stuff.
The video for Living on the Edge, Crazy.
Yeah, yes, you're right.
Yeah, Marty Callner, he's a bit of a perv.
It's crazy how those music videos are such a staple of popular culture, and now they're like practically non-existent.
I know, right? It makes me wonder
no factor.
It makes me wonder how MTV even still has a VMAs.
Yeah, I know.
The last one I ever watched by them was 2005, and the only thing I remember from that was because G Unit and Terror Squad were beefing back then, and Fat Joe.
Yeah, around that time, 2005, 2006, yeah.
Fat Joe gets on the stage, right? Fat Joe gets on the stage. He says this, "Yo, what's up, New York? I feel real safe tonight because of all the extra security, you know what I mean? Courtesy of G Unit." And then he had to be escorted off the stage because 50 and Tony Yayo tried to bum rush the stage and get him. I'm like, rappers, y'all, no matter what age y'all niggas get, y'all got middle school mentalities.
I had this discussion with Rex the other day about the whole Jimmy and Karen. I was like, dog, these Bama's are like
damn near 50,
dog. The hell are they beefing like they're kids, though? They get like the phone, they fucking pick the phone up and call each other.
Yeah, at this point, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, with this film, Terminator 2, it takes place in like a 2-day span.
Yeah, you're right. Because, they get her out of the places. At night, they drive. It's morning.
They drive to Mexico.
Yeah.
Stay there for a little bit just to get to Sarah's weapons depot.
Yep.
And then Sarah decides she wants to kill Miles Dyson, played by Joe Morton.
Yeah, you're right. It's like 2 days, like straight up.
There's some funny things in this film,
I
too.
didn't even think about that, yeah.
The comedy, some of the black comedy in this film is just funny as hell. Like, the Terminator, when Arnold Schwarzenegger first arrives and he walks into that redneck biker bar butt naked.
Yeah.
And they did that on purpose because some of the reactions he got were genuine. Like the waitress, she's like, "Oh,
yeah, I remember.
Yeah, they wanted people's real reactions to seeing a buff naked man in there.
Yeah.
And he beat the shit out of all of them.
Yeah, in there. Took him out like shit.
Threw that guy right on the fryer, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That was wild.
It's like, fuck it, take it, here you go.
Yeah.
Bad to the bone.
Yeah.
And what was it? John Connor, when we first see him, his stepmother and stepfather, played by Jeanette Goldstein and Xander Berkeley. Yeah, Xander Berkeley, he's most famous for Air Force One, where he's the last person on the plane before the plane crashes and then bullshit CGI sequence.
Yeah, that was terrible. Harrison Ford Jr., right?
I'm getting off this plane! No, you're not. The plot doesn't dictate it now.
Yeah.
And Jeanette Goldstein, she was Vasquez in Aliens.
Yeah.
But she's a white lady. She's a Jewish lady, but she ends up getting a tan and gets an
Yeah,
accent.
she is. I didn't even catch that. You're right. Now that you mentioned, I noticed that.
And his boy, and John Connor's boy in the film, his best friend, that's a dude from Salute Your Shorts, Bobby Budnick.
Yeah.
Props to him. He was no snitch.
In there, yeah. He held it down. He held
it down.
He held John down. Yeah.
All them snitching motherfuckers tell him where John Connor's at, including Nikki Cox and her prepubescent ass right then and there. He was going to the Galleria, right?
Nikki Cox was in there?
That was her. He was just here 10 minutes ago.
From that show.
Unhappily Ever After.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
That was her. Pre-fame.
I remember like middle school, high school, families was gawking over her.
David was gawking over her like crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, I watched the show a little bit, but I'm like, this is a knockoff of Married with Children.
Yeah, more or less. I actually never watched the whole episode, but yeah. It definitely gave that vibe.
Yeah, it's like there's only one Al Bundy, and what's it called? Nikki Cox, even though she's hotter than Christina Applegate, like you're no Kelly Bundy.
Yeah. Nikki Cox. I remember that name from high school.
Yeah, that just
middle school.
I'm like,
high school. Yeah.
I want to know, like, girl, how did you survive with that porn star sounding name?
Yeah, for real.
What else? What else? Who else is here from the first film? Dr. Earl Bowen, Dr. Silberman, the psychiatrist.
Like his role flipped because he was protecting Sarah in the first one.
More or less, yeah.
Yeah, now she's psycho, just like Kyle was in the first one.
Yeah, it's like when she flipped out on him after he said, "I don't see no choice but to have you stay here for another 6 months," and she leaped over the table trying to choke him.
Right. How long was she there for again? Prior to?
She was there for 6 months at least.
At least 6 months.
Yeah, because she tried to blow up Cyberdyne, which is how she ended up there.
In there, yeah.
And John, he's ashamed of his mother.
Yeah, he is very embarrassed actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Total. What do you call it? Total what? Wacko.
Total psycho.
Psycho.
But John, she trained him well because when he's running from the cop from the T-1000, and when he first lays eyes on the Terminator and the Arnold Schwarzenegger joint, he knew. It's like you see how his eyes lit up.
Yeah.
Like he knew what that was.
Yeah.
And Sarah Connor, when she sees a Terminator at the elevator,
yeah, it's like shock, almost like
Paralysis,
paralysis.
yeah.
Paralysis.
Paralyzing fear.
Yeah.
That whole scene was good. It's like the slow.
Very good.
The music. That music is not even on the score for the soundtrack.
Yeah, you're right. That scene is actually very good.
Yeah, it's very like
it's
harmony.
Real, but it's real. Like understanding her trauma.
Yeah.
And like how when you're in that situation, it happens even in like abusive relationships and stuff.
I mean,
like,
coming face to face again with the thing that nearly killed you.
Yeah. Like you lose all power.
She did, yeah.
Yeah.
Even when John convinced her that he's here to help,
she
was
still like stunned.
She was still trepidatious around it.
Yeah.
Like somewhat hostile towards it too.
Yeah.
But Sarah Connor, she's no damsel in distress. I mean, when the T-1000 was like slicing through the elevator.
Yeah.
And she's like, the Terminator was still with a shotgun. And she's like,
what?
Give me that gun.
Yeah, exactly. She was very gangster.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Sarah.
And I had to use some scenes from this movie for the carjacking scenes when the T-1000 took that tow truck driver out and just threw him out.
Yeah.
And like, you killed that guy. I could hear his neck crack.
Yeah.
And Sarah Connor and the Terminator, when they escaped Pescadero and got that one cop out of the car, took his. And what the Terminator threw him against the wall.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, he may have like a little bit of facial trauma, but he's still alive.
Yeah.
And another thing also, when he beat up all them cops in the mental hospital to get them off of Sarah, like he threw one cop against a window.
Did he break someone's leg or something? Or?
Nah. He shot a cop in the leg. The cop that was in the booth.
Yeah.
It's like, he'll live.
You live.
Like you did say you wouldn't kill nobody, so yeah.
Yeah.
But the one female guard in there, what's it called? All he did was just like grab her, push her away.
Yeah.
Like, that's saying something.
Yeah.
But the T-1000, the special effects that dude had, he could come back from damn near anything.
Ahead of time. I remember I remember seeing that movie. I think the first time I saw that movie, I was like 9.
Would you see it in the TV or the movies?
I didn't even see. The first time I saw it was maybe in '92. My dad had bought the VHS. Yeah. So it had come out of VHS by then. So I was like, oh shit, he has Terminator 2 because I had seen the first one.
Yeah.
So I was like, nah, I gotta see this. So I watched that. I was like, yo, this is crazy.
It was.
You saw it in the theater?
I saw it in the theater with my parents and my brother.
Dope.
Yeah, it was dope. We saw it at Wheaton Theater, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. It was fire.
Yeah.
What else has been going on? Oh, other tidbits in the film. Doug, that creepy ass orderly that licks Sarah Connor's face.
Yeah.
In the deleted scenes, they show how abusive he really is towards her, which makes the audience really think like, yeah, you had that coming.
Yeah. Because
he beat her up and forced her to take her medicine.
Oh.
Yeah, use that nice stick like, come here, take it. And you just lick her face when no one's looking. It's like you deserve to get your nose broken with that shit.
Damn.
What else? And what kind of security cameras does this hospital even have?
Yeah, how didn't they catch? Well, they did have cameras, but the guys at the monitors weren't even paying. Like most of these movies, they don't pay attention to the actual videos.
Yeah, like what's it called? The cop, the county cop that the T-1000 killed, like pointing his finger in his eye.
Yeah.
No one caught that.
Yeah. That's crazy that they didn't catch that.
Yeah. And also that's 2 cops that the T-1000 killed at that point. The third cop, that's a nice bike. Yeah, it's implied that he killed him. There was no deleted scene for that.
Yeah.
And what else? This scene right here it was hard for me to look at. Miles Dyson, when Sarah Connor shot him at his home office.
Shit, yes. With the kid in there and the wife.
But there's more context to that scene, though. Like when Sarah Connor tells the Terminator she wants to know everything about Dyson, in the car ride to Mexico.
Yeah.
It shifts over to Dyson's home in the daytime.
Okay.
Nice home.
I can
Beautiful.
tell even when she goes in there.
But he was a workaholic. His wife, Esapatha Merkerson, she used to be married to one of my dad's good friends, actually. Yeah. But
You ever meet her?
never met her. I wish I could. But I see her all the time on Hulu on the old Law and Order episodes when she's Lieutenant Van Buren.
Mm.
Yeah, and her character, Teresa, Dyson's wife, has to basically pry Miles away from his work to get him to spend time with his children, plural, children.
Oh, more than the son, huh?
He got a daughter, too. Yeah. And his son, Devon Nixon played his son.
Yeah, he was in Bodyguard.
And what's it called? Snowfall. Kane Hamilton.
Really?
Yeah, that was him. In the final season?
Yeah.
He was Kane.
Gotta check that.
And he played his daddy, too, in a Winning Time on HBO Max.
Yeah.
Yeah, Devon Nixon, your character, Danny Dyson, he's the real hero of the film. Because after his father's office gets shot up and he's running for his life.
Is that the LA? LA.
The Lakers joint.
He was
his father in real life, Norm Nixon.
Yeah, okay.
He played his dad in there.
Okay.
But yeah.
Oh yeah, I think I remember that. Yeah.
Danny Dyson's the real hero of this film because I like how they juxtapose these themes in the film. Because when he tries to protect his father, don't hurt my daddy.
Yeah.
Willing to use his body as a human shield against whoever this white supremacist looking bitch is. Dressed in all black and a cap, use the AR-15 and then a handgun. Like, for all this black family knows, you're a white supremacist, Sarah.
This white supremacist looking bitch.
For all they know, this is what she could be.
No bullshit, because she came with the strap all militarized and shit.
Yeah, and that kid was willing to use his body as a human shield to protect his father.
Yeah, big facts. Saved Dyson's life a little bit.
Yeah, and the thing is, his father didn't get mad at him for trying to protect him, unlike Sarah did with John earlier at Pescadero.
True.
Yeah. Yeah, props to that boy. Props to Danny Dyson. And in the what if versions of the movies, he's one of John Connor's soldiers in the future war. And in T5 Genesis, he continues his father's work in one of the branching timelines.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he creates Skynet in one of the branching timelines.
Okay.
I'm like, dude, Sarah Connor, you just traumatized his black family. And why did no one call the cops in this neighborhood either? I know they heard some gunshots.
Yeah, so that was like a fucking AR-15. They should have heard that shit.
Yeah, they should have called the cops, all right? But what's it called? The cops, they would have came to the scene and would have seen the office all shot to shit.
Yeah.
His computer and you...
Yeah.
I don't know if I could be as forgiving as the Dysons were after that. Even after
I know, and just comply, like...
Even what convinced him was when Arnold just tore off his arm and Dyson recognized, wait a minute, oh my God, I recognize that now.
Yeah.
But then Dyson, he was convinced that, okay, we got to destroy everything now. Even though I've been working towards this for years now, if it's going to ruin the future, I'm down for destroying this. Let's go.
He was a good man about that.
He was a good man about that, yeah. And there's deleted scenes in there too when you see them breaking up all the shit in Cyberdyne, where he goes for the model of the CPU.
Oh, the chip.
Yeah, the model, like the life-size model that they got up there.
Oh, okay.
Because that's part of what he's holding when he detonates the bomb.
Oh, the bomb, yeah.
Yeah, because when the Terminator's using an axe to destroy shit,
yeah.
And Dyson's like, excuse me, can I borrow that? And they're like, I worked on a lot of years on this damn thing. Boom! So that's why Cyberdyne looks all in disarray when we get back to it.
Yeah.
After they break into the lab and say, let's get to work.
Yeah, it looks, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
But here's the thing. They just use him as like, after his attempted murder in the film, he's treated as disposable. Because you see how he got shot up by the LAPD?
Yeah. And then like they just left him there. Here, just take the detonator and do what you got to do. We're out. Yeah,
it's like, what's it called? He just signaled to Sarah.
I don't know how much longer.
I can hold this. And that was Dean Norris, the SWAT team guy. Yeah. Move out! Everybody out now!
Norris, what
Breaking Bad, Hank Schrader from Breaking Bad.
Yes! I didn't even catch that.
Yeah, that was him.
But now I remember. It was him. It was him.
He had a lot of bit parts back then.
Breaking Bad, yeah. The brother-in-law investigator.
Walter White, yeah. And Miles Dyson in this film, at first, before they got Joe Morton to play him, Denzel was tapped to play that role.
Really?
Yeah, but it's like when he read the script, he turned it down because he's like, all this dude does is look scared and sweat all the damn time. I can't do that. I won't do that. Because Joe Morton, he made himself sweat a whole lot.
Yeah, he did.
And plus, because he was in a car accident a few years ago, that's how he was able to do all that breathing, because he had a punctured lung.
Oh, context.
Yeah, Miles Dyson, he died a hero. He died a hero. Yeah. And if you ignore the sequels, then yes, he died a hero. He didn't die in vain.
Yeah.
But Cyberdyne's explosion, that was damn. Including the whole fight at Cyberdyne with the damn minigun.
And then the little grenade launcher.
Yeah. And like, it through the Terminator sight. Human casualties 0.0.
Yeah.
What if it was 0.5? What is that? What does 0.5 mean?
Right.
How do you half kill somebody?
Critical condition, maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
Coma.
Yeah. After they got out of there and went downstairs in the elevator after the lab was blown up, the SWAT team went ham on the Terminator, right? But he keeps on walking, and just pulls out a handgun and kneecaps all of them. That was one of my favorite scenes in the film. Yeah, in fact, I reenact that. I just put that on YouTube at time on my screen over here and reenacts it.
What a way to put that. Kneecaps them.
Yeah.
That's facts, though.
Damn, it's like, just with a handgun. And they shooting AR-15s and everything they got at you.
Yeah.
I love the simplicity of how he beat them.
Yeah.
And he gets that SWAT team van, like drives that into Cyberdyne to get John and Sarah out. And did you see before that happened, how, what's it called? She's like, when the SWAT team was using gas,
she's
Sarah's like, shut your eyes.
Yeah,
shut your eyes. Take 2 hits and pass, motherfucker. Give it back to me. And John's like, come on.
Yeah. That was
come on, Sarah. You ain't got to be selfish like that.
She was enacting what Kate should have done with Jack on
the Titanic.
Yeah, they should have been switching sides to conserve body heat.
They should have, yeah, but she let him just stay out there, or rather, he volunteered to stay out there and freeze to death in that water.
They should have been passing each other over,
just
like they passed the gas mask.
But the cinematography in this next scene was beautiful. Like the helicopter. When the T-1000 just goes out the window of Cyberdyne, gets in the copter, get out.
Yep.
And then he commandeers the helicopter, flies away from Cyberdyne. Just the aerial photography, the cinematography was just beautiful.
Dope, yeah.
And the chase scene too, when he's chasing the van all through the highway.
Yep.
And you see the steel mill in the background. Yep. He has to go under underpasses. This is good. This editing was great.
Cameron killed it.
James Cameron, he knocked it out of the park with this. In retrospect, it still holds up today.
I think so. It's a classic.
It's a classic film.
It's a timeless one.
The themes in the film, the AI films, they're still talked about today.
It's even more relatable today than it was in the 90s.
Yes, it was. Because we're actually on that trend now.
Seeing things like that now, yeah.
And before that, AI was like Hal from 2001 A Space Odyssey.
Yeah.
And other, Jesus.
Yeah.
And movies about the dangers of AI too, like Johnny Depp in Transcendence. Where he puts his mind into AI and becomes convinced that he's a digital god. The Lawnmower Man, that's another one.
I don't think I've seen that.
The Lawnmower Man came out a year after Terminator 2.
Oh, okay.
With Jeff Fahey and Pierce Brosnan. And Dean Norris was also in that too.
Similar concept, huh? But not quite Terminators, but like AI, right?
With virtual reality, basically using virtual reality to make mentally deficient people smarter. And they realize AI is a whole new electric dimension. It can peel back layers of what we've been trying to do for centuries. Yeah, it was based on a Stephen King book. But Stephen King, when he saw the film, was like, this is nothing like my book at all. I'm not fucking with this. I still like it because of the themes in there, too.
Yeah.
The special effects are dated as fuck.
Oh, yeah? Not quite Terminator.
No, they're not Terminator at all.
Yeah.
Nah. Yeah, I got it on the rack over there.
Over there?
Yeah.
Quite the collection he has, by the way.
Yes. Thank you.
For sure.
What else you got?
Like
what do you got? Talk to me.
Being that I'm in the world of intellectual property and seeing the vast movement that we're moving, or says the vast trajectory towards AI, and seeing how it's implemented in so much of our technology today. It's just kind of scary, crazy how like this movie is like spot on, like
with a lot of things.
If things were to go real left real quick, like it's very feasible. Like
it is.
Yeah.
Like in the first film, when the Kyle Reese, Michael Bihn's character, and Kyle Reese does appear in a dream sequence deleted scene in the film.
Oh.
Where Sarah, after she gets beaten by Dougie, she has a dream where she sees Reese again, looking just like he did in that ratty trench coat and that nasty bum's pants that he stole.
Yeah. I mean, that was a big thing in the first one. Dreams.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was. Reese had a lot of dreams.
Dreams, yeah.
They used those in order to give like prologue to what they would later explain in the film.
Exactly.
Yeah, like Reese's dream sequence where he's fighting the ground killer and then the plane from the car.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool scene, by the way.
Yeah, very cool.
But in this one, he's here to tell Sarah that our son is a target now. You need to protect him.
Oh, and the deleted scene.
Yeah, I'm glad they didn't include that one though.
Yeah,
they didn't need to.
Yeah, but a little over.
Yeah, it's too over, not over the top, but it's just not necessary.
Yeah, I hear you. Nah, I think it was so well put together. The acting was pretty good. I mean, Arnold didn't have to do much if you actually deep it, but I think Furlong did a great job. The action scenes phenomenal. The storytelling was great. I just can't get over how like spot on or revolutionary the foresight was, as far as how like machine learning can be implemented into technology, and how like if things just kind of get out of hand quickly, and like we're advancing very quickly in AI now, but we're still kind of unfamiliar of the
it's still uncharted territory.
The extent in which it can go, and how it can affect stability here.
Yeah, we don't really. Yeah, exactly. It's like we don't know what it can really do.
Yeah.
I mean, we can program it, but it's like that only goes so far.
Yeah, and like everything that's a breakthrough, like it could also be used very maliciously, right? So
yeah,
we don't know the extent of how that it could go to a real crapshoot very fast.
Speaking of which, at my job, there's an award that we funded, right? A small business award for a business out in Baltimore called Juxtopia LLC. And I talked to the owner, the principal investigator of the grant that business is being funded by. And his aim is to create AI, basically like what's it called, like droids that will replace police officers.
That's scary.
AI droid. This is a dude too, an African American doctor too, PhD. He's heavy into AI, and he basically wants to create robots that are not racist like real cops are. So then then when we talked about it last week, the first thing I thought was RoboCops.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
There's they already have the canine ones now.
And he also said this to me. He said, "I want to give Elon Musk competition." Good for you.
Dope.
Good for you.
The only thing is just like I was saying, it could be used to do several beneficial things, but it could also be used for someone can also program it to be racist.
It could, yeah, it could.
On the contrary, so.
Machines, they basically do what we tell them to do.
Yeah, so like just as he has very nice foresight, which in a perfect world would be great, there are also people that could use it for the opposite.
He's considered that too.
Yeah.
Like in this film, in Terminator, Miles Dyson, all he saw was all the good that it could do. Like in the deleted scene, when he's talking about this thing right here is going to change the future. Imagine a pilot that does not get drunk and actually gets you to your destination on time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Things like that.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same thing with the internet. Like, generally speaking, it's a great place, but it could also be very dangerous.
And a very dirty place. Like, I remember like the Chappelle Show season 2, the episode where he's like, what if the internet was a real place? I was like, yeah.
Scary.
It's too much like a mall.
Scary.
A mall where everything is available for free.
Yep.
And another thing, it's like, speaking of things that are for free, Why is Pornhub ads appearing on social media now?
Wow. Which platform you see it in?
I've seen it on Instagram.
Okay. That's believable.
I expect it on X.
That's believable. X is a wild place, dog.
Yeah, X is more akin to the real life.
X
internet.
is a wild place, dog.
I'm not even on that no more. I got off that when
I
Elon Musk bought it.
I use it for news and sports.
I can't. It's too much of a cesspool. It's like
It really is though.
It's
X is a wild place.
It's like Craigslist.
Yeah, it's a wild place for real.
Yeah, I'm not messing with it. But for Terminator 2 Judgment Day, one of the best sci-fi action dramas ever done.
One of my favorites.
Still talked about to this day. Mm-hmm. If you ain't seen it, get up on that.
They're trying to make another Terminator movie, I think.
A number 7?
I don't know what the premise is, but I saw something of that nature.
If James Cameron is directing it and writing it, I will pay to go see it.
I will too. Well,
yeah. But
he's actually coming out with a new Avatar this year.
Why?
I don't know. Oh, is it this? There's definitely a new Avatar. I think it's this year. Or it could be next year.
The first one was a sufficiently self-contained story.
Yeah. You see the second one?
Nah. It's too late.
I saw the second one.
It's more than a decade after the first one. The first one was what, 2009 or 2010?
Yeah, I saw the second one came out 2 years ago, I think. Or was it 3?
Maybe 2 years ago.
I don't remember, but I saw it.
Either way, a sequel over a decade after the original, most of the time they don't work.
Hard, yeah, tough.
Yeah, most of the time they don't work. Tron Legacy, that worked. And they're doing a third Tron as well, too.
I never saw any of them, but I heard Legacy was good.
Legacy was a beautiful film. And Daft Punk, their score.
Shout out to the Dafters. Those are my dudes.
They were a big part of that film. Is why I like that film so much.
I heard. Shout out to Daft Punk.
And Tron Legacy, that's an example of a film that was better than the original. Even though that one was 28 years after the original.
After the original, right?
Yeah. But this one right here, Terminator 2, it's only 7 years after the first one.
Yeah. First one was really good too. Second one was just way better.
Yeah, my mom always tells me about how when she heard about the first one at her job, somebody at her social work job in DC back in '84 was telling her, "I saw this movie the other day. Oh my goodness, Arnold Schwarzenegger was in it, was shooting up people left and right, killed a bunch of cops. It was real good." I think you or me?
I think it's you.
Oh, I'll be right back.
Sure thing.
Yes.
Sure thing. But
sorry.
For those that have seen this, would love for you to hear your comments and what your favorite scenes are from this movie, favorite characters. For those that haven't seen it, you're late.
Yes.
You better get on it.
Yeah, you better get on that.
It's a classic. And I recommend you see the first one too. So.
Only the first 2 films are all that matter.
Yeah.
All right.
First 2 is all that matters.
Yeah, don't look at T3. Look at T4 if you must. I mean, that's the closest one to the first 2. Yeah. Yeah.
I haven't seen it. I'll check that out.
Yeah, Christian Bale, even though he cursed somebody out, is well known he cursed somebody out during the filming of that. But he was right to do that because if a person's not getting what the actor needs done correctly,
do what you gotta do.
Yeah, do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
But then again, you never hear Tom Cruise curse out anybody. And from what I've heard about Tom Cruise, it's like he remembers everybody's name on the set. And if you're there to make a movie, that guy's your best friend.
Wow, that's good to know.
You know who actually said that about him?
I'm gonna do a movie, so I'm gonna holler at him.
It was Joseph Sikora, Tommy from Power.
Oh yeah.
He acted with him before.
Okay.
I'm like, I'll take your word for that because what's it called? Even though you're primarily a stage actor and a TV actor, is like you do get some.
Who was
movie
he
roles.
Beefing with again? You were telling me on stage. He had a
Sikora?
Yeah.
Now he wasn't beefing with nobody on stage. It was just like the comedian Gary Owen, the white dude. Because Gary Owen talks about people think I look like Tommy from Power.
Kind of. Yeah,
kind of. And he played on that and brought out Sikora, and Sikora came out in character as Tommy.
Ah, got it.
Yeah, Gary Owen. Shout out to Gary Owen. He's funny as hell.
Yeah, he's funny. Yeah.
Yeah, one of the few white dudes that grew up around black folks. Okay, shall we move on?
Let's do it, bro.
Okay, the next topic of discussion is SummerSlam 91. It took place, as did the original, at Madison Square Garden, New York City, August 26, 1991. 20,000 people were in attendance. Color commentary, Gorilla Monsoon, Bobby the Brain Heenan, and Rowdy Roddy Piper. May they all rest in peace.
Yes.
This is the 4th SummerSlam event. And like all SummerSlams, it's dubbed as the biggest party of the summer. But this time around, the tagline was a match made in heaven and a match made in hell. In reference to the former, the Macho Man Randy Savage getting married to Miss Elizabeth, even though they were married in real life and would get divorced a year later.
Yeah, they were having problems at this point even.
You would never know on screen, though.
Yeah, you wouldn't.
Yeah. And the match made in hell, that's in reference to the Ultimate Warrior Hogan match against Sergeant Slaughter, Colonel Mustafa, and General Adnan. A handicap match with Sid Justice, who just appeared in the WWF as a guest referee.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Here's a few things about this SummerSlam. Some of y'all may know this, but the main controversy in SummerSlam 91 was the Ultimate Warrior. Yeah, he threatened a no-show because he claimed that he was owed money from the WrestleMania event from several months ago. WrestleMania 7,
Career
that is.
match.
Yeah. And Ric Flair also, he had recently signed to the WWF from the WCW, even though he was not at this event.
No, he was supposed to be at this event, though.
Yeah. But here's the thing, though. There was a segment at SummerSlam 91 where Kurt Hennig, I'm sorry, not Kurt Hennig, Bobby Heenan, he went to Hogan and showed him the championship belt.
The belt.
The WCW belt. The real World Championship belt.
Yeah. And then Hogan slams the door in his face.
Mm-hmm. And what happened was with the Ultimate Warrior, what did happen with that guy? He showed up at the event. McMahon did say he was going to pay him. He wanted $550,000. That's what he wanted. He claimed he was owed that from WrestleMania 7. And Warrior wrote a letter to McMahon threatening a no-show at SummerSlam 91. So what happened was Vince McMahon, he actually got Hogan and Sergeant Slaughter as his bodyguards to deal with the Warrior in case the matter became physical, right? And he didn't want them to get in a physical altercation with the Warrior, so he did pay the Warrior the money. But then as soon as the event was over, or as soon as the match was over and Warrior went backstage, McMahon called up to him and said, "Hi, you're fired. Get out of here."
Horror. Warrior was a horrible performer in this.
Performer and what's it called? And with backstage politics.
You notice every time Hogan would tag him, he'd do one move and tag Hogan right back.
Yeah, because neither one of them are good wrestlers. Slaughter and Colonel Mustafa, the Iron Sheik, they were better.
Yeah. I was like, wait, Hogan would tag him, you punch the dude and tag Hogan right back. I was like, dog, you're not going to do anything else?
I'll give it to Hogan. Hogan was marginally better than the Warrior.
Yeah.
Marginally.
Yeah. You know, I finally clocked the whole Hogan thing.
What Hogan thing?
Hogan was great between the years of especially 87. From 87 to you can say 86, but from let's say 86 to 80 to 1990.
Yeah.
The reason why his lack of ability was overshadowed by his sheer size and
charisma
and he was larger than life and because of his size, it made it believable he could beat everybody. You slam all the big guys
and that whole indestructible shit that he would get out of the blue.
Exactly.
I hated
and
that.
His marginal talent of executing certain moves when he was at his biggest.
Yeah.
Would give him a pass because he was moving fast for someone his size.
But he couldn't move like guys he wrestled against. He couldn't move like $1 Million Man or fucking Macho Man or Jake the Snake.
No, he couldn't. But we saw beyond that because he had the biceps and he was huge.
He was larger than life, yeah.
And when the steroid thing hit and he started to lose the weight and he started to look more like a normal person, we started to notice his inability to perform. And at that point, that aura had faded.
Nobody was fucking with it no more.
Yeah, that aura had faded. So I was just because I was watching the other day the 87 Survivor Series, how he stole the show and I was you could feel that energy and aura at the time.
Yeah,
he was huge. He was taking out those big guys and then
that realistically he shouldn't have, even as a performance.
Right, and I looked at it, I was like, why? What's so different between him there and then when I really started hating him? And part of it was the aura he created that was partially supported by literally those 24-inch pythons and all that.
I'll tell you what did it for me.
Shit he used to talk about.
I'll tell you what did it for me. When I really noticed that Hulkamania was really dying, and when I started not really fucking with him no more, was Survivor Series 91, months after this, when he fought Taker. And Taker beat him. Yeah. Yeah, the gravest challenge. When I watched that, it's like, okay. I was okay with Ric Flair coming out of the ring and helping him cheat. That did not bother me. Because at that point, I was really starting to like Ric Flair.
Especially Tuesday in Texas when they made him win it back.
This Tuesday in Texas, like 6 days later.
That shit pissed me off.
That was not supposed to happen.
At that point, I couldn't stand him. And then when he did that slow shit at Royal Rumble, like, man, get this man out of here, dog.
Get him out of here. You let somebody else have it. Yeah. At this point, it became clear that a new generation of pro wrestlers and fans are coming into being. Yeah. That's probably why they gave Bret Hart, made him the face of the new generation.
Yeah, it became more about ability.
Yes, ability. Thank you. Not muscles. Yeah. Even though plenty of wrestlers that had muscles, they got ability. Yeah. The powers of pain, they have them. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, even though they didn't get the shine they should have. Exactly. Macho Man, he's not as muscular as Hogan, but he had way more ability.
Yeah, way more ability. Yes.
And to this day, his match at WrestleMania 3 with Ricky Steamboat is still talked about. And speaking of which,
the opening match.
That's the opening match. Well, the opening match that was actually shown on the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
The dark match had Coco Beware, who's a babyface jobber, mind you.
Who did he fight?
He fought Kato from the Orient Express.
Oh, so he probably won that.
He won that. Yeah, he did win that. Yeah, because
Kato was a worse jobber.
Yeah. But the first televised match, was a 6-man tag match.
That reminds me of the Kaientai joint.
Oh, yeah.
When they were doing the Shaolin.
Yeah.
And then Bruce
Pritchard, Brother Love was really doing the dub. Yeah. We learned that recently. Brother Love was doing the dub speak for them.
Yo, I was so weak watching that, dog. I was like, these babbers.
Yeah, it's like some Bruce Lee type shit.
Like the Shaolin drunken shit. I'm going to kill you.
No.
Rest in peace or die.
Damn you.
Yeah. No.
Like, who y'all fooling? Yeah, this is cool because the action sequence, this dubbing is horrible.
Hey. Yo, those were the days when wrestling was funny as shit, dog.
And when they made it a comedy show.
Yeah, bro.
And a wrestling.
Yeah, bro. Oh, my God.
Choppy, yard. Mr. Yamaguchi-san. May he rest in peace.
Man, like, Balbino was like,
yeah, and like, what's it called? We're about to be literally Lorena Bobbitt. And they brought in John Bobbitt next week for that segment. Yeah, I'm like, they can do this now?
Hey.
And John Bobbitt, I'm thinking, I'm like, do you really? Is it?
Oh my gosh, wrestling, yo. Shit.
And John Bobbitt, you're a lucky man.
Yeah.
Lorena Bobbitt, you should be in jail for what you did.
What she do?
You know what she did.
What she do?
Please. Yeah, let's get back to SummerSlam.
Let's get back to SummerSlam, dog.
All right, the 6-man tag match, which was the opening match. It was Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, the British Bulldog, and the Texas Tornado against the Warlord and Power and Glory, all managed by the Doctor of Style, Slick. Yeah, this match right here, why did Slick's people never have no music after he lost the Twin Towers and Rick Martel?
Yeah, none of them.
And plus, they didn't know what to do with Ricky Steamboat, even though he could still perform well. The whole dragon gimmick of him breathing fire. Yeah. You didn't need to do all that.
Especially, he already established his name in the past, so.
Yeah. And he's already legendary because of that WrestleMania 3 match. He could live off that forever. Mm-hmm. And for Power and Glory, Hercules and Paul Roma. Mm-hmm. Hercules at this point looks like a more flabbier version of Jake the Snake.
Yeah, you could tell he was hitting the bottle more than the gym.
He was.
At this point, yeah.
And also what was mentioned during this match is that Bobby Heenan, I didn't realize this, he mentioned that he wasn't managing anybody no more. He was more in the broadcast journalism thing now. Mm-hmm. And he cites low pay, but still. You lost all your Heenan family members. You did, including Mr. Perfect, who was IC champion.
Yeah, at the time.
And you was managing him months earlier at WrestleMania 7. So what happened with that?
I wonder.
Yeah, me too. But in this match, the Dragon, he gets the win for his team from a top rope splash on Paul Roma.
Oh, yeah. It's crazy because at one point, Hercules was one of the most ripped wrestlers in wrestling.
He was.
Like, chiseled.
And they could have done so much with power and glory. They could have.
Yeah.
I mean, Paul Roma, his physique, even here,
Yeah.
long after he was part of the Young Stallions,
Yeah.
he still looked like he could do something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the faces, they get the win.
I heard he was hard to work with. That's why they never, like...
They gave him a push?
Yeah, he was an asshole, apparently. And behind
Probably.
Yeah, that's why they never, like, pushed him.
A lot of the New York dudes were. Like, what's it called? Him, Mike Rotunda, who's IRS.
IRS, yeah.
That's why they didn't appear until years later in the 90s.
Oh.
And Mike Rotunda, ironically, found more success as IRS.
IRS, yeah. He was a co-tag champion with...
He was, yeah. In WrestleMania 1, he was tag champions with Barry Windham.
Barry Windham, yeah.
Because he's family with them, actually.
Oh, they're related?
Yeah, they're related. He married into their family.
Makes sense. Okay.
His son was the one that died like a few years ago.
Oh. Interesting.
But what else next? Oh, the Intercontinental title match. That was the next match, actually, between Bret the Hitman Hart and Mr. Perfect, who was the IC champion.
This is a good match. Yeah.
It was the longest match in the whole event, 18 minutes. And a lot... Bret Hart, I'm glad they gave him a push because the Hart Foundation was broken up after WrestleMania
At this point,
7.
it was done, yeah.
And Bret Hart had been getting stride with his solo career, and he's regarded as one of the best technical wrestlers ever.
Facts.
And Curt Hennig, coming into this match, Curt Hennig, he had a bad back. He had a slipped disc in his back, bulging discs, and a broken tailbone going into this match. Mm-hmm. And he wasn't really feeling it going into it until he learned that Bret Hart was his opponent.
Yeah.
When he learned that, he's like, okay, Bret will take care of me, and I'm going to give it my all during this match. I'm okay with losing.
Killed it. With knowing what we know, he killed it.
He did, yes. And they were good together.
Yeah.
And
Bret wished they could have more, like, bouts.
I wish they could.
But
him and Macho Man, because their matches got a lot of praise.
Yeah, and also like Curt Hennig, this was like a long-term injury, so
it was. He wasn't back till over a year later.
Yeah.
In Survivor Series in '92.
Yeah.
When he teamed up with the Macho Man, which was
Warrior was another no-show there, right?
No, Warrior got fired before that too, like for good reason. Ultimate Maniacs, we knew that shit wasn't gonna last.
Why they fired? What was he demanding this time?
He did a few no-shows. So
man
was like, okay, fuck you, you're fired.
Can't be relied on, yeah.
So that's why Macho Man was able to get Mr. Perfect to give a heel turn on Primetime Wrestling that one time.
Yeah.
That was good.
When needed.
The whole segment was him trying to get Perfect to do a heel turn.
Yeah.
And that was good acting on all their parts.
Yeah.
Heenan, no, I'll give you whatever you want.
Yeah.
Don't leave us.
I remember.
Hey, yo, perfecto. Listen to Ric Flair, man. Listen to Bobby Heenan. You washed up, man.
You washed up, man.
And of all them heels,
he was good friends with Savage.
Well, what? Perfect was, yeah. Savage was cool with all the technical wrestlers. Mm-hmm. Anybody who could work well in a ring, Savage was like your best friend. Mm-hmm. Even though Bret Hart said he would get crazy jealous if you even said hello to Miss Elizabeth.
That was well known, well documented. He was very open protective.
Yeah, it's like, dude, even Bret Hart's not gonna do nothing.
Borderline abusive.
Yeah, that's why she divorced him probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this match right here, the IC title match, Bret tried everything on Mr. Perfect. Like throwing him across the ring, and Perfect could sell that easily.
Yeah. He was like Shawn Michaels before the way he sold moves.
Not like Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels is cartoonish.
Yeah, like sometimes you do like the flips, like when he hits when they send him to like the
Shawn Michaels would flip over and let his back hit the turnbuckle. Yeah.
Yep. I mean, Perfect would do that too sometimes.
But he would sell it better.
It's more realistic.
Yeah. And speaking of Shawn Michaels, what's it called? The thing that you sent me, the Saturday night's main event after the Mega Powers broke up.
Yeah.
When Hogan kept looking for Randy Savage. He pushed Shawn Michaels out the way, and Shawn Michaels did that overacting shit.
Yeah, it was. Bret was more like.
And Bret was next, like subtle.
Yeah.
Like
difference in personality.
Different in their acting styles back then. You could see it back then. Yeah, foreshadowing the Shawn and Bret thing that would come up years later when they would become the faces of the WWF. Mm-hmm. But yeah, this match right here, the IC title match was the best match of SummerSlam 91. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Bret threw everything he could at Curt Hennig, right? And his backbreaker, I love Bret's backbreaker. He just picks you up.
One of the best.
Boom! And lets you fall right off his knee.
Yeah, one of the best to do it.
I love that.
Yeah.
But then, what's it called? Hennig was agile as hell.
Yeah.
He does a midsection blow.
Very athletic, yeah.
He does a midsection blow. The one midsection blow with the leg was like boom, when it lands on his butt and lets the leg deliver the funk.
Yeah.
The first one he did like boomed and landed right on his back. Like, damn, even though you got a bad back, you still did that.
Yeah.
But the second time, Bret reversed that into a sharpshooter and got the win.
Yeah, got the win, yep.
And even Stu and Helen Hart were in the audience too.
Why did you notice
What's up?
When he wins the title, I forget who was the interviewer.
Sean Mooney?
Was it Sean Mooney? I don't remember. But he asked Stu Hart, like, yo, you should be a proud dad. That as Stu was trying to say the shit, he took the
mic back, yeah.
I never noticed that back until...
Yeah, you're right, actually. I didn't realize it until now.
I was like, nah. I'm sure Stu was like, fuck this guy.
Probably. Like, you were supposed to ask me something.
I'm trying to answer the question you asked. You asked, and you just fucking take the mic away?
That kind of reminds me of after Ravishing Rick Rude died in the WCW. And a month after that, like, an interviewer caught Curt Hennig off guard with asking questions about Rick Rude when he wasn't supposed to.
I think you said it.
And you could tell
Rick was not amused.
Yeah, Curt Hennig
Kurt was not amused.
No, that's his childhood friend right there, Rick Rude. They were been boys since childhood, high school, came into pro wrestling business together. Yeah, and Curt Hennig, you can tell he was pissed. Like, next time you want to interview me, ask me first.
Yeah.
He was pissed.
Yeah.
He's every right to be pissed.
That's his boy. Like, they're from the same city, same school.
Robbinsdale, Minnesota. Along with Smash from Demolition, Tom Zank, and Boris Zukov.
You got him there too, huh?
Yeah, they all went to the same high school together, all of them.
Oh, true.
And I noticed this too. The first time in WCW when Rick Rude, when he came in '97 after the whole Montreal screw job, when he came to the WCW and into the NWO, when Hogan inducted him into the NWO, the first thing he did when he came to the ring was greet Curt Hennig.
Oh, shoot.
Like, that's his boy.
I gotta see that. I'll
send it to you.
Yeah, I gotta see that.
Like, that's his boy right there. He didn't greet Hogan, nobody else. Yeah, shout out to both Rick Rude and Curt Hennig. Both one of the best wrestlers.
Absolutely.
Good wrestlers.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Okay, back to the event, though. There was an interlude that showed a Hogan pay-per-view event, a real American story in October of that year. Didn't see it. And I think it got derailed because of the steroid scandal. I think so, because I don't remember much about that at all. The third match was, what was it? The Natural Disaster.
That was pending around that time, wasn't it? 91?
Yeah, it was. Late 91, going into 92.
Yeah, they were under the
steroid investigation, yeah. The third match of this event, the Natural Disasters, Earthquake and Typhoon, managed by Jimmy Hart, against the Bushwhackers, who had Andre the Giant with him. And this was the last pay-per-view event that Andre the Giant ever did before he died. Yeah, Andre, he's looking at the Bushwhackers like, y'all niggas are stupid. And plus, Andre was on his last.
Oh, yeah, he was.
Yeah, because look at that. I remember a rap lyric I heard from J.R. Ryder from Dipset, actually, talking about, my girl licked more head than the Bushwhackers.
Good one.
You shout out to J.R. Ryder.
Ryder or Riders.
The Ethiopian.
There you go.
What's it called? And Andre was on crutches during this match too. He couldn't walk no more because of his gigantism.
Yeah, I think he had several knee surgeries too.
And plus, the Bushwhackers, they were tag team jobbers, but they were fan favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would just come out, dong, dong,
they annoyed me. I had their action figures too. I don't know why, but I had them.
And they'd be licking babies too, and babies be crying after that shit.
Yeah, I would too. I'd slap them if I was a parent.
I would too. Yeah, don't be licking people.
Yeah, not my kids either. I don't know.
Yeah, cousin Luke, cousin Butch.
Was it from New Zealand?
New Zealand, Australia, one of them. They come out with army fatigues on and black wife beaters, but y'all couldn't wrestle for shit.
Not at all.
In fact, your biggest accomplishment in the WWF is when you actually destroyed Rhythm and Blues, their guitars, at WrestleMania 6.
They actually won their match in WrestleMania 5, too. I think they beat the Fabulous Rougeaus.
So they beat the Rougeau brothers.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
They did.
The Rougeaus should have won.
Their biggest accomplishment in winning a match in WrestleMania.
No, I think one or both of them are dead now, aren't they?
I think at least one is.
Luke or Butch, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know which one it is, but you're right. One of them is at least dead. I read or saw.
And this is, and mind you, for the natural disasters, this is a few years before Typhoon becomes a Shockmaster.
Yeah, for sure.
Who is this motherfucker? Fell out of his ass. Fell out of his fucking ass. Davey Boy Smith. Even Shawn Michaels and Triple H had to parody that, and they even brought Ole Anderson to redo the voice too.
The voice.
They showed him like, where's that voice coming from? Right over there, the camera. Oh my goodness! Yeah, the earthquake. He got the win for the team. However, the natural disasters. They go up. They started beating up Andre the Giant too. But then the Legion of Doom they showed up to save the day.
Yep. It was foreshadowing their next beef.
And also, the next interlude was Bobby the Brain Heenan going to Hulk Hogan's dressing room with the WCW belt, foreshadowing Ric Flair's arrival in the WWF.
Yeah.
The next was the $1 Million Championship match. The $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase versus Virgil.
Dog. Why my man Piper kissed his head, dog?
Virgil's head?
You remember right before the match?
Because Virgil was Piper's prep project in the months before WrestleMania 7.
Yeah, when Piper was on crutches.
Now, how do you spell man? In WrestleMania, I spell man VIRGIL.
Virgil used to make me cringe, bruh. He was so corny, dog.
He was. And but he wastes no time during this match.
Yeah.
What's it called? And Bobby Heenan's like, it's a usual DiBiase's cleaning up the ring with Virgil. He even tried to use DiBiase's $1 Million Dream on him too.
Yeah.
And it was working until Sensational Sherry. She was DiBiase's manager at that point. Mm-hmm. She interfered and caused a temporary double DQ.
Mm-hmm.
But then Hebner reversed the decision when he saw what really happened, ordered Sherry away.
Yeah.
And DiBiase, he freed the turnbuckle in order to expose the metal, but he tried to nail Virgil on it, but it worked against him. He gets to win, almost a count out though.
Yeah.
And wins the $1 Million belt, which doesn't mean shit.
Nice belt, but don't mean shit. You're right.
It don't mean nothing. The next match was more fun. The jailhouse match. The match of the law enforcement officers. The redneck prison guard, the big boss man, who was actually a face, against the Canadian law enforcement, the Mountie, Jacques Rougeau. Yeah, and the Mountie was abusive to the NYPD, or at least to the wrestlers who were dressed up in NYPD uniforms. Yeah, saying he doesn't want them to do... He wants them to do what they do regardless of whoever the winner is. If it's me, take me to jail.
That confident.
And both the Mountie and the Boss Man were good during this match. The Boss Man, he's a big dude, but he's like Bam Bam Bigelow.
He's one of those big
but agile,
great performer.
Yes, he is. And the Mountie tried to use his trademark zapper, but that doesn't work. And the Boss Man, he would just go back and forth against the ropes, slip under him, give him an uppercut.
Yep.
Hit him with the Boss Man slam, but that didn't work.
Look, for once I saw someone kick out of that.
Yes. And then the Mountie tries to pick him up to do a power bomb, I guess. But the Boss Man reversed it into exactly that. Slammed him right down. Jacques Rougeau could sell.
Yeah, he could. He was actually a decent wrestler.
Yeah, and then he gets the win. And then Boss Man calls the NYPD down to put the handcuffs on the Mountie. Takes him to the back. Pass a fully dressed up Ricky Steamboat and other wrestlers. And Jacques Rougeau's like, you can't do this to me! You're hurting me!
Yeah. It's funny looking at that now and seeing how Madison Square Garden looked like the cars, that date, the time.
Yeah, that was New York City of the early 90s.
Yeah, it's so interesting.
And the ball, bye-bye, jailbird!
Right. And then the scene when he's actually in the cell and then the gay dude comes and touches. I was like, this is like a page out of Money Talks.
It is. Well, before Money Talks happened.
Right.
But they probably they probably knew that because of America Undercover with HBO, going in the jail cells and whatnot.
Seeing that.
Some big black country or some big redneck dude that's actually making you toss a salad. That's what Jay and Silent Bob said. They're like, we don't want to go to jail, bro, because you know what they make you do in jail? Toss the salad.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Yeah, but it's real.
I don't care with or without jelly or syrup. Fuck all that, son.
Wowzers.
That's what they said. But okay, the jailhouse match, they show segments of it throughout the event, showing what happens to the Mountie after he gets arrested and processed. Leading up to him getting presumably raped.
Yeah.
Okay. This match right here, the next match, was a street fighting tag team championship match between the Legion of Doom and the Nasty Boys, who were the tag team champions. This was long overdue, going back to the tag team battle royal back in 1990 to determine who was going to be the number one contestant for the tag team championship at WrestleMania 7.
I remember that. Was that a one-on-one thing?
No, it was a bunch of tag teams in the ring.
Was that like a one-time thing where they had a battle royal just for tag teams? I don't think I've ever seen it since.
Yeah, I haven't seen that either. I remember
it's creative though.
The Legion of Doom, they were supposed to win, but Power and Glory caused them to lose.
Yes, I remember that.
And they avenged their defeat against Power and Glory at WrestleMania 7
record time
in under a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, but here they face the Nasty Boys, and oh goodness, they get the Doomsday device on one of them, and they win the tag team championship.
I feel like this marked the beginning of the end of the Nasties in WWF.
It did. Because, actually, you know what? They were still around in 92 because, when Jimmy Hart sold them out in order to be part of Money Inc. Yeah.
They had a brief...
They had a brief face turn.
I see.
And they were still there in the fall that year, too.
Of 92?
Yeah.
They made it that far? Okay, so I'm sadly mistaken.
And also, this event right here, two titles change hands, making it so that all the faces had the championship belts. Hogan, Bret Hart, and the Legion of Doom.
It's been a while since that happened. Huh?
It was, yeah. This match the next match, Erwin R. Shyster, IRS, Mike Rotunda, he beats Greg the Hammer Valentine. The figure 4 versus the W4.
Yeah.
And Greg the Hammer Valentine, he got the figure 4 on IRS twice, but IRS cheated, grabbed his hair, moved into a small package, and got the win.
At this point, he's a jobber.
Greg the Hammer Valentine, he was a face and a jobber. Yeah. And he was back to his blonde hair again, not that rhythm and blues, slick back Elvis hair, which looks stupid as hell.
Yep.
What else? The main event now. Sergeant Slaughter, Colonel Mustafa, and General Adnan against WWF champion Hulk Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior in a handicap match, basically. This is a match made in hell. It lasted 10 minutes.
It was terrible. Funny.
It was terrible.
Some parts were funny, but it was stupid.
Some parts were. Slaughter tried to offer Sid Justice, who came over from the WCW.
Oh, yeah, I forget.
He was Sid Vicious in the WCW, but he came over here as Sid Justice.
Yeah.
They probably couldn't use the name Sid Vicious. But he tried to offer him a bribe, but Sid was neutral. And after the match, after Hogan won, he pulls off Sid's referee vest and tells him to pose with him.
Yeah. Sid was like,
what is this?
Sid
was ripped.
He was ripped. He was put together, dog. He was like, who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, come on, dog.
That was funny, yeah. What's it called? Oh, also, the match made in heaven. They showed the wedding portion of it. It lasted 10 minutes.
They didn't show the extra part.
They didn't show the
Undertaker and Jake the Snake.
They showed the snake and then one of the wedding gifts, the reception, yeah. And Sid Justice saved the day for that too. But that didn't go nowhere after that. Because Jake the Snake, he had a heel turn and it was with Undertaker at this point.
Yeah. He came out with a chair, right? Sid Justice?
He came with a chair, yeah. But they had a 10-minute, but the match made in heaven, what we saw in the pay-per-view event, it was 10 minutes long, had a love song tribute to it to start it off.
They changed the song.
They did?
It wasn't the original one.
It wasn't?
Nah. I'll show you. I'm sure the original one is on YouTube.
Yeah, send me that when you get a chance.
Yeah. Because the one I watched on Peacock was different. Song had changed.
Yeah, and it was still a montage of Savage and Liz throughout their career together.
It's similar to I feel like they've lost rights to some of this stuff because even Saturday Night Main Event, in the 80s when it used to end, it'll
Take
play with
Me
like
Home.
yeah, or they'll have like it wouldn't just Take Me Home. It'll be like the popular song in the charts at that time. So Take Me Home was one.
Yeah.
Higher Love was one at one point.
Yeah, I remember seeing an episode of
Yeah,
that.
like
yeah.
But now in Peacock, it's the theme song. Just
They could.
yeah.
I don't see how they couldn't get the license
Yeah,
for that.
yeah.
Y'all had it back then. You can still have it now.
Exactly.
It ain't gonna cost you nothing, man.
Exactly. So
I mean, when they used to use Bonnie Tyler's "Ravishing" for Hogan's theme music.
yeah, yeah.
This must have been before they realized Jimmy Hart has musical talent and put up with Jim Johnson.
Do you see the shit I showed you, like with the Gentrys or whatever?
Yeah, he was with a band before. That's why he has musical talent.
He's one of his songs was top 4 on the Billboard at one point.
He's 85 now, actually, Jimmy Hart.
Wow, he's that old.
Yeah, and still dyeing his hair, trying to make himself look young, still getting tan.
Yeah, it's crazy. I didn't know he was that old.
Yeah, when I met him me and Cito met him back in 2016,
Yeah.
he looked old then too.
Yeah.
But
he definitely saved WWF when it comes to like theme songs.
he did.
Like, put a lot of characters.
Except for you need some honka.
That shit was funny.
No, you shouldn't have had that.
That shit was funny.
Some honky love. That sounds racist.
Low key, yeah. When you deep it definitely does.
Mhm.
But yeah, were the characters like really related to Savage and her? Like the maid of honor, the best man. Who the hell were they?
Who were they? Jobbers? I don't know.
Yeah, I guess they were jobbers. I was wondering if they really knew.
Like all the guys that used to, when Macho Man was Macho King,
Yeah.
all the guys used to have his like
carry him out.
Yeah, all of them were jobbers.
Yep.
Some of them probably became famous later on though.
You're right. That we just weren't aware of. Yep.
When they were available, like the Hardy Boys. I remember when they were jobbers.
Yeah. I just watched the match, and one of the Hardys was a jobber. I forget who he fought.
Matt Hardy.
Yeah, Matt Hardy. He fought like someone prominent at the time.
Kama.
His debut.
Yeah, when Charles Wright first
Yes.
appeared as Kama. Yeah.
Yes, that's what I saw it yesterday.
Mhm.
Yeah, I saw it yesterday.
They all start somewhere.
Yeah, they do.
But the aftermath of SummerSlam.
That's a big dude, low key.
Yeah, Charles Wright.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
He loves his weed too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, true.
What's it called? But the aftermath of this event, the Macho Man Randy Savage. At this time, he was still banned from active competing because of his career-ending match with the Ultimate Warrior at WrestleMania 7.
Mm-hmm.
But eventually, he became a target of Jake the Snake Roberts because of this event. And having had enough, he got Jack Tunney to reinstate him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, on WWF Superstars, he came out of that. And Savage had that snake, that defanged snake bite him.
Cobra.
Uh-huh. But it led to the announcement of Savage's reinstatement as an active competitor this Tuesday in Texas months later.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
I gotta go watch that again.
Sergeant Slaughter, he had a face turn after this event, doing segments where he's like, I want my country back. And eventually teaming up with Hacksaw Jim Duggan as a pro-American tag team.
Did they win a title? No,
they never won a tag team championship. Mm. And like we said earlier, this was Andre the Giant's very last pay-per-view event. He still had health problems because of his accelerated height. Mm-hmm. And he would still make some WWF appearances after this event, non-televised appearances in Europe. Mm-hmm. But he died on January 27th, 1993, while in France for his father's funeral.
Like 2 days ago, anniversary.
Yeah, 2 days ago, yeah. Like the 32nd anniversary of his death. Mm-hmm. Like we said, Mr. Perfect, he would take like over a year absence to come back to the ring after this event because of his back problems. And he would serve as a color commentator, just like Jesse Ventura, favoring the heels, before he would return to full-time competition in Survivor Series 92.
He never came back proper because his back continued to bother him.
It was, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So he was never quite the same guy he was before the IC title.
Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, it was said in storyline that he was squashed by The Undertaker, but he actually left the WWF for WCW. He left before Survivor Series 91.
Yeah, he became pretty solid over there. He had like feuds with Rick Rude in WCW.
Yeah, the $1 Million Man, he would continue his feud with Virgil, but Sensational Sherry, she'd stop being his manager, going over to Shawn Michaels. But
she went back to Shawn Michaels?
She went not back, but
Oh
to
no,
Shawn
because
Michaels.
because '92 she was with Shawn. Yeah.
Yeah, at the
Yeah.
funeral parlor when she announced that she would go to Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
And when Paul Bear was like, well, what about Ted DiBiase? Oh, I love my teddy bear, but he's okay with me going to Shawn Michaels. I'm in love with him. Sherry, you abandoned your own kid for pro wrestling.
She did.
Yeah, like you got dedication, but that was just wrong.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Was the dad a wrestler?
Nah, he wasn't even a pro wrestler. Nah,
Mm.
he was left to raise a kid. And
Was she Spanish?
Nah.
The Martel's not Spanish.
Not Cajun. She's Cajun.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, French Cajun.
French Cajun. Yeah, Martel. Yeah.
Martel's a French name. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, and the $1 Million Man, he would team up with IRS to form Money Inc., and they would win the tag team titles 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
The Nasty Boys, after this event, after losing the tag team titles, they would go on to feud with Power and Glory. I'm sorry, the Bushwhackers and the Rockers, which was settled at Survivor Series. Power and Glory, they split after this event, and Paul Roma left after Survivor Series 91. He left. He went on to WCW and joined the Four Horsemen. He replaced Tully Blanchard for a time.
Oh, Paul Roma, huh?
Yeah.
I have no clue he was a Four Horseman. Interesting.
And what else? Hercules would go on to the WCW in early 92, but before moving on to Japan.
Was he known as Hercules in WCW?
No, the Super Invader.
Oh, that was him!
Yeah.
He had a mask, so I didn't know. But yeah, I can see it now.
And
I was watching WCW at the time, so I remember him.
And Coco Beware, yeah, he would team up with Owen Hart, Bret Hart's brother, to form High Energy after this. They would unsuccessfully pursue the tag team titles. Bret Hart had a good solo career as the IC champion.
I remember the Super Invader. That's crazy. That was Hercules.
Yeah, that was Hercules Hernandez.
Yeah.
And what else happened? Oh, interesting tidbits for this event. Here's the thing. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, they made sure to never mention that he was a former IC champion.
Why?
I don't know why.
They actually never did, yeah.
And SummerSlam 91, it had a reported 405,000 pay-per-view buys for the event. Mm-hmm. And even though the show had a largely mixed reception, and most of the people were panning the storyline and the quality of the wrestling, except for the IC title match. That still gets praised.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was okay. It was an okay event. I liked it.
Yeah, it was cool.
For the most part, it was straight.
It was cool, yeah. It was cool.
Okay. And finally, we arrive at The Madness. Yes, The Madness is an American crime drama on Netflix, limited series as they call it, created by Steven Belber, and it stars Colman Domingo as a media pundit named Muncie Daniels, who has to clear his name after he accidentally stumbles on a murder in the woods. It appeared around Thanksgiving of last year with 8 episodes, and the themes include the alt-right, disinformation, the power of the media, the role of billionaires in society, and conspiracy theories.
Yep.
There's a lot that's going on in here. It started off strong. Muncie Daniels, I do like him as a non-conservative pundit who's willing to say whatever he thinks.
Yeah.
But he also has a disarray of a personal life. He's got an adult daughter from a previous relationship, and currently an ex-wife and a teenage son.
They made his family dynamic a bit messy. But yeah, keep going.
Yeah, they made his family life messy, but I guess that was the point. Because it starts off with him trying to escape the city. He lives in Philly, mind you. This whole thing takes place in Philly. And he leaves to go to a cabin in the woods to write a book. He's smoking joints, watching The Wire, but then the power goes off. Yeah. He's like, best show ever. He's right about that. His power goes off in the woods, so he goes to visit his neighbor who he met earlier, who offered him and said, whatever you need, I got you, fam. Yeah. He goes there and finds the neighbor all chopped up into pieces, literally, by 2 white supremacists in masks.
Yeah.
Who chase him around. He manages to kill one in a lake, in a lake or a pond or whatever, and makes his way to a diner where people are looking at him funny, and talks to some police officers who don't seem to believe him, but then manages to cover up some kind of a racist white supremacist Antifa conspiracy or whatever. Yeah. And he has to keep his family safe the whole time, and while managing to fend all these trolls off.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's the best way I can sum it up without giving away
Too much.
the ending. Yes.
That shit. What? Keep going. I'll chime in.
There are other guest stars in the film, and not the film, the series. Dion Cole, who's a lawyer and his best friend.
Yeah, I know him. Yeah.
Bradley Whitford, who you might remember from The Handmaid's Tale, and Get Out.
Mm-hmm.
Allison Wright, who was she was the wife that was living in those suburbs, the ex-racist wife of that guy with the 2 kids.
Yes.
That Muncie goes to see, but he always met with hostility by her.
Yeah, with her, yeah.
Allison Wright, she was in The Accountant, which is going to get a sequel in May.
I remember you sent me shirt. I feel like
Ben Affleck, John Bernthal, they were in the first one.
Did you put me on that a while ago?
I may have.
I have to rewatch it, but it's good, huh?
It's a good action drama, yeah. Yeah, Ben Affleck, he was good as a forensic accountant with autism, but he can fight and he can shoot.
Okay. I'll because I remember you shared me the link for the second one.
Yes.
At least the preview, or not necessarily preview, but like an article saying that there's a second one in the works.
And the FBI agent here, the Puerto Rican FBI agent, Franco Quinones, played by John Ortiz. It took me a while to recognize him. He was an American gangster. He was Russell Crowe's partner at first, the long-haired dude with the one who was a drug addict.
Yeah. That was him.
That was him. Yeah. I'm like, how do I know that dude? But then I looked up. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't even recognize him. Yeah.
Yeah, but this right here, it starts off halfway through. It was good, but then afterwards, it became too unrealistic. The whole conspiracy theories. They were too contrived.
It's just like, and like just knowing what I know about this country.
Yeah.
Being a black man or a minority in this situation, there's no way he survives this long, dog. There's just no way.
And people planning.
He's either in the slam or cut. Dog.
He should have been, as many times as he was in the interrogation room.
He's cut. Like,
even though he's innocent,
he's offed.
Even though he's innocent, he would have been arrested.
He would have been either arrested or offed.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way. It's just.
And social media plays a part in this as well too. And
yeah.
And when he gets back to the city, it's like he's a pariah. It's like the old that Thomas Wolfe book. You can't go home again.
Super fugitive. Remember the Asian dude that follows him down the alleyway?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Trying to get his reward.
Yeah. They put a reward out on Muncie Daniels.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought he was English too, but nah, he's not.
American.
Yeah. The Colman Domingo, he's American.
Yeah.
He his domestic life. He tells his son who's been smoking herb in the house. He's like, I can't stop you, but hide that shit from your mother.
Yeah. One of my favorite part was his wife held him down, or his ex-wife, whatever she was, when they went to the swinger spot, and she was able to prowl the information out of him.
Oh yeah, she was. She really did a good acting job.
She did.
Acting with an acting.
Yes, acting with an acting. She did good. He was even shocked. He was like, man. After that, he wanted to smash.
Yeah, he did. I know he did.
She's like, oh, she did so well. I'm ready to smash that joint.
And she knew. That's probably why she gave him the stiff arm.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, dog.
His wife. That's who his wife, Elena, played by Marsha Stephanie Blake.
Yeah.
Was there a Marsha Blake in the SAG already? Probably. That's why she could have used her full name.
Yeah, you're right.
And who else? Social media, like that woman who's a detective on social media.
Mm-hmm.
Katie something, I forget her name was, but the conspirators got to her. They killed her with like an injection that gave her heart failure.
Oh yeah, and like the resources they had to almost like always set him up.
Yeah,
it's stuff that he really either wasn't his fault or he didn't do.
And like the ability to find him anywhere.
Yeah.
Even when he was at his in-laws' house and those white boys started bumping hip-hop outside to troll him. And then he brings a gun out.
Just shoots in the air and like they're filming him. Yeah. And the next thing you know, he's on the news.
Yeah, it's like, if you're a black man and you're if you're a high-profile black man or any black man, don't act that way on video, even if you're justified. Because they will find a way to flip it against you.
Facts.
Yeah, we do not have white privilege.
At all.
Although I mentioned that movie to you, A White Man's Burden, where they flip the racial roles in America.
You have, and I haven't seen it, but it seems like something I would enjoy.
Yeah, because they
As
didn't
in just the concept.
the concept. Yeah, they didn't go far enough in that movie as they should have. But it makes you wonder: the KKK in that reality, if there is one, are they all black?
Yeah.
The music of is hip hop would hip hop even be or the music, the general pop music?
I guess in that sense, it would go.
Heavy metal was
It would go from heavy metal, which would be hip hop in that case, to heavy metal.
Because what's it called for all the downtrodden white people in that film? Heavy metal was the music of the oppressed.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But would there be something called black privilege in that reality?
I guess
Probably.
So. I guess so because it's mirrored, right, or inversed.
Inversed, yeah.
Yeah. So
like a white affirmative action.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
And stereotypical white names would not be hired. Bostwick Nahan.
Right.
Yeah, Calvin Johnson would be hired before you.
Right.
In that reality.
Or like, what you call it? James Balkowski will not get the job.
Yeah, James Whiting the Third.
Yeah.
You're not going to get the job. Instead, we're going to hire Malik Taylor.
Right.
AKA Puddin.
Or like Tamika Jones was like be a CEO and shit.
Yeah, Shaniqua Smith, Shanika Jones, yeah.
It's kind of interesting. It's almost like Planet of the Apes-ish.
Idris Elba, he get a job before any white person would.
Because that's kind of like Planet of the Apes is the subtle way of reversing roles, even though like it's kind of also racially insulting in its own way. But it's also reversing roles of.
I get what they were doing.
How if the animals were flipped, but it's also like
likening animals to people of color.
Yeah, social constructs of like people of color.
They did a better job in that '85 movie Enemy Mine with Dennis Quaid and Louis Gossett Jr.
Never heard of it.
Oh, you never heard of it?
It's called Enemy Mine.
Enemy Mine. Yeah.
Mine. Okay.
Yeah, where a human and an alien who are mortal enemies, they get stranded together on a desolate planet and have to learn to coexist with each other and eventually become friends. And Louis Gossett Jr., he was unrecognizable in that alien makeup that he had on.
Enemy Mine.
So, yeah.
80 what?
85.
Terminator-ish.
Yeah. In fact, my dad actually, I still got the VHS tape over there, actually. He taped it when I was a kid. He taped like 3 movies, including that one that came out around the same time. Santa Claus, the movie where they give like a Santa Claus origin story with Dudley Moore and John Lithgow. And a Starman with Jeff Bridges.
Starman
was dope.
Yeah. What was the name of his shorty in that movie? The actress.
Karen Allen, the same chick that was in Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yes.
She's from here, actually.
From the side, yeah.
She's from Maryland.
Man, that movie reminds me of my childhood.
Starman, yeah. And I see Karen Allen now. I can't help but to think of her in 80s films. Scrooged, Raiders.
Scrooged! It's another classic.
Christmas classic.
Holiday season just passed, but yeah, it's a classic.
This joint right here, the madness though. What's it called? I think the showrunner really liked hip hop music. I hear Tribe in there.
Yeah, I did. I noticed that.
Gangstar, yeah. Like it's cool. I mean, you want Muncie to have some urban flavor, which he does.
Also, to be fair, they're in Philly.
They are in Philly. Yeah. You gotta play the Roots up in there somewhere too.
Roots, yeah.
The Roots, Beanie Siegel, Freeway,
Beans,
State Property.
Yep.
You either get down or lay down.
Yep. Or even you could do the neo soul.
Jill Scott.
If you want to, if you want to go that direction. Yeah.
Yeah, this right here though, it started good halfway through, but it felt contrived during the other half.
I feel like after episode 4 or 5.
After episode 4, for me.
It was just like, why? Just fucking make sense out of this shit.
You could do 6 at this point. 6 episodes.
Yeah. Like, dog, there's no way why is he even alive? Like, he should be arrested and shit.
And some guy named Cranes, he set everything into motion. And I'm just like, oh my goodness. How much conspiracy do we need, really?
Yeah.
Because 1 or 2 guys, that would have been enough.
Exactly.
In the episode titles as well, too. No More Madness. Yeah.
Radioactive.
You need to go to Djibouti. What the hell is Djibouti?
Djibouti, yeah.
Basically, nigga, any place where there are no extradition treaties.
Yeah. That was the context behind that?
Yeah.
I was like, why did they try to go to Africa?
Because that's a real place in Africa?
It's a country.
Djibouti?
Djibouti, yeah.
Huh.
It's right by the Horn.
Oh. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's right by the Horn.
I thought it was something made up like Bumblefuck.
No, it's like right around Ethiopia.
All right.
So, like, that's like right by the Horn, Djibouti. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Learn something new every day.
Yeah.
Man, and this is a limited series, as they call it, so I doubt there's going to be a sequel to it. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
But I need him. He's a good actor. He should be in other movies.
He should. Yeah. He did Colman, Domingo. Yeah, we like.
What other movie was he in before this that was prominent?
I think what's it called?
Or was it a show?
I think it was a show, really, because he's gay in real life, so I think he played it.
Really?
Yeah.
He is.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he looked like one of them stealth. I Chappelle would one of them Stonewall niggas.
I didn't know he was gay. All right.
But I think he was maybe in one of those like Angels of America type of joints or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
I've seen him somewhere. I just don't remember what.
Same here. It's not coming off to me right off the bat.
I didn't know he was gay. That's interesting. Cool. Good for him.
It's always surprising when you learn who's gay and who isn't in Hollywood.
Yeah, like they play the other very well.
They do.
Yeah.
They do. Some you can tell right off the bat.
Like, some you can. Yeah.
Harvey Fierstein.
Who's that? Like
he was in. You remember Mrs. Doubtfire?
Yeah.
He was Robin Williams'
the guy that did
brother.
the makeup.
Yeah. That was
yeah. You could tell.
Yeah.
You could tell. Yeah.
And boys, he's been out of the closet ever since the '80s, though. Yeah, it was my mother who had to tell me that he was gay when we saw that come. You know he's homosexual, right?
At that time, she could tell, you couldn't, because you wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know, but it's like I wasn't thinking about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, my Dukes always be like that. When someone comes out, she's like, I always knew he had sugar in his tank. Like, no, the fuck he didn't.
Sugar in his tank.
Yeah.
Mom's is hilarious.
Sugar in his tank. That's what she says.
Sugar in his tank.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I can tell your mom used to be a troll when she was younger.
I think so.
Yeah, I can see it. But like, it's more like passive aggressive trolling.
Somewhat, yeah.
Or like subtle.
My dad once told me that before me and my brother were born, when they were living in New York, they were having dinner in the apartment they stayed in Harlem and invited a couple over. And my dad told me that my mom started asking the dude a bunch of embarrassing questions because my dad told her about the guy earlier and started asking him a bunch of embarrassing questions to make him uncomfortable. What the fuck? What the hell for? Why?
I can see it. I can see your mom, or at least being like sarcastic, not like openly sarcastic, but like subtle. And if you don't catch it,
openly sarcastic.
You think she's really
openly, yes. She's been like that with y'all.
Oh yeah, you're right. She has. You're right. But like, we're used to it, so it's like, yeah.
I'll tell you a person who was subtle. Not one of our friends' parents and whatnot.
Yeah.
I'll tell you who was subtle. Nancy Carlson, if you're watching this, shout out to you. You were one of the most subtle, sarcastic people that I can go back and forth with left and right ever.
Nancy Carlson. Dr.
Carlson, our guidance counselor when we were seniors in high school.
That was my counselor, yes.
She was your counselor, yeah. Yes. But we were guidance aides, so we had to deal with her.
Yeah, we had to deal with her. Is she still in BCC?
No, I don't think so.
She was the only doctor out of the counselors.
Yeah, she was the only one that had like a doctoral degree.
I remember when we were about to graduate and I hit the senioritis.
Yeah.
And I was walking around. At this point, I had my fro out. I had to pick inside. At this point, I had senioritis. I went from like ABs to like BBCs.
Yeah. I had to write I had to do his work for him.
She called me to the office to talk about, your grades have slipped. What's going on with you? This isn't you. Why do you have an afro with a pick in it? Like, what does that have to do with my grades, dog? I'm a senior. Fuck, I'm out of here, dog. It's like, don't give me that subtle, what you call it, gut white supremacy check, dog.
Yeah, with the afro pick.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with my grades. I just wasn't doing my shit.
And I'm like, lady, you wear a leather jacket. Are you having a midlife crisis?
Right. But she was a good counselor. But that in hindsight, like thinking back, it's kind of cringy.
It is.
It's kind of cringy for her to say.
For a white lady to say, yes, it is.
Yeah. Like having an afro pick having a big afro with a pick in it connotes unseriousness. That's crazy.
Nah, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Yeah. But not to throw any shade. She was actually a good counselor.
But to her point, though, what's it called? We were slacking off at that point.
Oh, yeah. It was done. We're out, dog. We're going to college.
In fact, what's it called? The senior, that was the first time I skipped with you when we were seniors. It wasn't even...
I'm not admitted to that.
You can say that now. They can't do shit to us now.
You skipped, dog. You skipped.
His idea. And we say that at a friend's house the whole day. Playing video games.
Hey, dog. I wasn't among.
His idea.
I wasn't among this guy, dog.
But here's the thing. They didn't notice at school. They didn't get on us about it.
Nah.
I'm like, okay, no unexcused absence from calling my parents. Okay, y'all really don't care then. Okay.
We was ready to get up out of there, dog. We had paid our dues.
Even the security guards, Joyner, he didn't even think I was a senior.
Yeah.
I'm like, Joyner, what the fuck do you think I've been doing here since 97? I'm a senior, dude. I'm walking out of here.
I'm out of here, dog. What you think? Yeah. Good times.
Yeah, but the madness, it was all right halfway through. What's it called? I watched it twice just to be able to
make sure
wrap my head around
everything. Yeah.
to make sure I saw what I saw.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like I don't need to see it again.
You know, the first time I tried to watch it was even before you told me. I didn't realize when I went back and started watching, I was like, oh wait, I actually started watching this. And I fell asleep midway through. And
which episode?
I feel like it was 3 or 4. And then my girlfriend watched the whole thing. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to get back to watching the rest of it later. Never got around to it until you brought it up.
Yes.
All right, let me go.
It was my dad and my brother that put me onto it because what's it called? My dad, ever since he got a Netflix account, he's been putting me on the shit.
Any new shows you watched recently on there?
New ones recently, nah. But what's it called? The Cobra Kai. The second half of season 6 is coming back.
I'm so behind. I think I watched the last episode I saw. I don't know what season it is because I started watching it when it was still on YouTube.
What was?
When dude broke his back.
Oh, that was season 2.
That was the last season.
When Carmen's son broke his back in that school fight?
Yeah, school fight. That was the last one I watched.
That was season 2.
And this on what season now?
6.
Nah, I can't do that.
Power Book 3, season 4.
That I need to watch. Because I didn't watch season 3. The season before this one is the one I haven't watched.
You didn't watch that one?
Raising Kanan, I didn't watch that. Yeah, so that's actually the best one.
That is the best one, yeah.
So I got to catch up on that.
Even though
the ending of the last season I watched was when was it the jacket?
Unique?
Was it when they try to set dude up with the jacket?
That was season 1. When they tried to
no. So I saw that season.
The end of season 2 is when the Jersey Italians send their people after Rock. Unique and Marvin.
Unique, yeah. So I saw that one. So
you saw when Unique saved Rock at the end. Okay, that's the end of season 2.
So this is about to be season 4 coming up. So I just have one season 3. Yeah, so I gotta watch.
So you didn't see Ronnie or none of them at all. All right.
Nah, so season 3 is what I gotta watch.
Yeah, Kanan. Why he sound like a relaxed Italian at times?
He does, yeah.
Yo, hey yo, son.
Yeah.
Hey yo, famous butter.
It's actually the best one, even though Tariq's one is the most popular.
Yeah,
this one is like it's more realistic.
Yeah, it's better written.
Yeah,
and even though they have a certain anachronisms with the '90s in there, like what's it called? Like Onyx's Slam didn't come out in '92. That was '93 or '94.
94,
yeah. And even though they got a lot of the cars right, the cross colors gear right. I'm like, this is New York in the '90s. Yeah, I remember this.
Yeah. So yeah, season 3, I'll definitely get on that soon because I fuck with it. It's good.
It is.
Yeah.
And I say this. What's it called? Famous. His real name is Sean. That's who Kanan names his son after in Power Book 1.
The one that looks like D Wade.
Like what?
He looks like D Wade, the driver, the one that smashes Tasha.
Oh yeah, Sean. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What? Sinqua Wells. This is what name in real life.
Yeah.
I don't know why we still watch.
But speaking of Power, like the one Tariq, they're setting it up. They're setting it up that they can do another spinoff where,
or at least have him reappear in Book 4.
Yeah.
Tommy's story.
Yeah, where it's like they're about to be Tommy and Ghost again. I'm like, come on, you can't keep recycling that shit.
I mean, if they do a flat, I heard they scrapped Power Book 5 Influence, which was supposed to be Congressman Tate's story.
Oh, okay.
And it was supposed to be Book 5 Origins, where it's supposed to go back to flashback to Ghost and Tommy's boyhood. I'm like,
scrap?
I don't know, but it's like y'all have done too many things in the other Power stories to let us know that you don't really keep track of the time period and age yourself.
You're gonna fuck it up soon.
Yeah, because in Power Book 1, they said that Kanan taught Ghost and Tommy the game.
Yeah.
And he raised Ghost after Ghost's father died.
Exactly.
And they showed Ghost's date of birth in the Power Season 1, which is in 1974. But Power Book 3 is in like the early 90s, 92, where Kanan is like a mid-teen himself.
Yeah.
And Ghost and Tommy would have to be like 20 by that point.
Yeah. It's not adding up.
Yes, it doesn't add up at all.
Yeah.
Courtney Kemp Agbo, you need to have the fans write your show. We know better than you do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so speaking of which, what you call is going to be coming out soon, then? Huh?
What's that?
BMF.
Season 4.
Yeah.
Get better. Have better
last
writers.
Season was terrible.
And now that Big Meech is out of jail, like have a direct.
Yes, influence.
Give him an EP executive producer credit on this because he knows his story.
What other works is 50 doing? I know he's doing a documentary about Diddy.
Oh, he is?
Yeah,
he's trolling him.
Of course. But yeah, he said he's working on one of those. And then I wonder if he's doing any other Star stuff.
He got his own studio now, so he's trying to get away from Stars. Because
Okay.
Stars always leaks worse than the Iraqi Navy.
I see.
Because remember in the first season of BMF when he was trying to keep that 1 week gap on lock? And we still managed to see it anyway?
Yeah. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Yeah, he started posting about Stars, somebody in there leaking
trolling
shit.
them. Yeah. No, that's cool.
I don't blame him for wanting his own studio. More control that way.
Absolutely. Tyler Perry, that shit.
Mm-hmm. Without a dress.
Mm-hmm.
Although I will say Tyler Perry, his 2 movies that I actually do like, what's it called? The joint with Journey Smollett, Confessions of a Marriage Counselor, and The Family That Prays.
Heard of that one, but I've never seen the other
But Tyler Perry, he don't like light-skinned black women. He always makes them the villains in his film. Journey Smollett, Sanaa Lathan.
That's your babe, though. I know you like Journey.
I like Journey Smollett. She's our age. She's the same age as us.
Oh,
Yeah, I started liking her more after Lovecraft Country.
Yeah, me too. She's cool.
And speaking of Lovecraft Country, Jonathan Majors, now that you've been found innocent and that girl took back her retracted her statement, come back to Marvel.
He's doing like a movie called The Magazine or some shit.
I heard that. Yeah, Disney, hire him back.
Right.
Because you can still salvage the Kang Dynasty after y'all invested so much in that.
Yeah.
Besides, y'all need more black actors too in y'all roles. And he was good.
He was, for sure.
He Who Remains.
Yeah.
Did you ever see Loki at all, the TV series?
No, I didn't get to see any of it. A lot of the Disney Plus stuff I missed out on. So sometimes I just rely on you to fill me in on what's going on.
Yeah. Loki was
good.
Yeah. And largely because of his appearance in there at the end. It's like, yo.
Killed it.
He killed us. I was not expecting to see you here at all. Yeah. But goddamn, it's good to see you.
He killed it.
Good
stuff. Anything else you got on the madness?
Nothing else on the madness. Nothing else at all. I can't even circle it back to Randy Savage.
The performance wasn't that great. You couldn't bring it to the standard of WrestleMania 3, which tells you this madness is lackluster.
Yeah.
They need to drink some more cream of the crop.
Indeed they do. Yes, in the madness, you get half a bar.
Yeah. Gallina.
Gallina means chicken.
I know, that's what he used to call Tito Santana.
Oh, right.
Tito Santana.
Oh, yeah, Gallina.
Shout out to Randy Savage, man.
I'm glad Mike Tyson is refereeing this event, but if you get in my face, Mike Tyson, knock you out, you'll be kissing the Macho Man's feet.
Yeah. I'm going to take Hulk Hogan's title first. I've taken it before, and I'll do it again now.
I wish you did.
Yeah.
He probably did at some undocumented house show.
You know, I won't be surprised.
But yeah, this concludes episode number 3 of season 3. Terminator 2 Judgment Day, SummerSlam 91, and the Netflix series The Madness. Yeah, we're going to be on all platforms tomorrow. SoundCloud, Podbean, Podsurf, all that. YouTube.
Dig it.
Yeah, you'll be seeing some of us on, you'll be seeing some previews of this on IG tomorrow and Facebook too. So tune into that. Yeah, next month we're going to be doing something else as well too. Something
Black History.
big. Yeah, Black History Month. Yeah, fuck that DEI mandate. We still call it Black History Month.
We out here. We representing for minorities out here.
And we,
you hear?
And we,
you heard? You heard?
And even though nothing's happened yet, we still gonna celebrate we still gonna celebrate Juneteenth.
Yeah. DEI in this building. Dipset.
Dipset Taliban.
Goonie goo goo. Smack your koopy.
What the fuck does Goonie goo goo mean, Gus? Yeah, Jim Jones, just admit you stole that from Eddie Murphy Delirious.
Yeah, for sure.
What the fuck does Goonie goo goo mean, Gus? Anyway, yeah, check us out on all platforms tomorrow, Thursday. Yeah, we're gonna have all y'all set up for all y'all, son.
Yeah, for sure.
So check it then. Episode number 4 next month. Episode number 3 is right now. 301 Colored Commentators. We out.